city phone and do all my business.
Send them to me tonight or early in the morning.
Hello.
All
Willie.
right, before we get started, someone left glasses up here. And
Yeah, no, email. So
anybody leave glasses up here?
Text.
Jack, your glasses?
Yes.
Okay.
That was before.
He can do that.
I know.
My chair?
He can do
It's
that.
tough coming talk to me. You get all
That's
distracted.
why it broke.
No batteries.
Oh boy.
Got no eyes.
Production.
Can you hear me
Erica,
now?
do you need this now?
Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Boy, I know. Oh boy. I'm so happy. I can't help myself. Oh
All
God.
right, let's get this meeting started. Let's call the roll call.
Mayor Garcia,
Here.
Vice Mayor Buckner, here. Councilman Best,
Present.
Councilman Bain,
I'm here.
Councilman Petrolano.
Here. All right. Please stand for invocation. Heavenly Father, I ask today that you not only look upon the residents of the city of Miami Springs and its first responders, but the administration as well as we move forward in the budget process. We also ask that you put your will upon the folks who are trying to do the best thing possible for this Zika virus floating around here. In your name we pray. Amen. Please face the flag. Put your hand over your heart. Recite the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That's the fanoogie. Now we know what the public works.
Yep. Mr. O'Neill here? There he is. Come on up, my friend. Pardon me, sir. I'm sorry. That's okay, my friend.
Oh, he's now retiring. Recognize your 10 years of service.
Yeah, but he's retired because he went straight from.
Part off. How are you, my friend?
I know.
All right, today we celebrate someone who I consider a real great man. This is a certificate of appreciation presented to William O'Neill, Public Service Division, in recognition of 10 years and 5 months of dedicated service to the City of Miami Springs Public Services Department. From March 1st, 2006 to August 1st, 2016, presented this 8th day of August, 2016.
Right here. Hold it, please. Hold it. Hold it. One more. Thank you.
Here, see this work. This works now. Okay, thank you.
There you go, sir.
Yeah, I'd like to say one thing is I want to thank my wonderful wife and 2 daughters, Julie and Stacy, for helping me revise the Miami Springs map. During the week, I would have numerous people ask me for directions, and I would always tell them, like, go 10 blocks down here, 12 blocks this way, 12 blocks this way, and they would look at me sort of crazy. So I decided to revise the Miami Springs map to hopefully make it a little bit easier for people to get around the city. And like I said, I just want to thank my wife and my 2 daughters, Julie and Stacy, because without them, it wouldn't have been possible. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. O'Neill, I said, someone I consider a great man, but also a great employee here at the city, because everybody does their job and they like working in the city of Miami Springs, but I have yet to see you with a grimace one day on your face while working here, and actually go out of your way to smile and say hello to anyone that crosses within arm distance of you. So on behalf of the City Council and the residents, thank you very much for all of your service. We appreciate it. Kindness goes a long way. Thank you.
Does he want his cover? Cover.
Chief, swearing in time.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, manager, and our guests. Before we do that, I'd like to publicly acknowledge the accomplishments of two of our command officers. Lieutenant Jimmy Deal just successfully completed and graduated from the Southern Police Institute Command Officers Development class. It's a 12-week intensive training for law enforcement management, very well known, very prestigious in the law enforcement community. And also Lieutenant Claire Gurney successfully completed and graduated the Police Executive Research Forum Senior Management Institute for Police. It's taught at the University of Boston, and again, very well known, very prestigious, so I'd like to congratulate both of them. And I believe Lieutenant Gurney is the first member of the Miami Springs Police Department to attend that training, if I'm not mistaken. Okay.
All right.
Now for the swearing in. One of my favorite parts is swearing in new officers, and I'd like to introduce Officer Lazaro Rodriguez. Officer Rodriguez is a graduate of Miami Beach Senior High, but he comes to us, this is his second career. He did 22 years with American Airlines. And I think it's rather fitting since Miami Springs was established as an aviation community. He comes from the aviation industry, and now he's one of our police officers. He did some time with the Department of State Florida Department of Corrections, and then with the Miccosukee Police Department. We've snatched some real good people from Miccosukee, so I'm afraid to step grounds there. I might be, I might disappear in the Everglades for a long time. But anyways, he's a family man, has 4 children. He's here with his girlfriend, and I believe your mother. And we spoke at great lengths about his mom and my mom, so we shared some commonalities there. But anyways, with that said, Officer Rodriguez, if you would raise your right hand, please. I state your name.
I, Lazaro Rodriguez,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Florida
and the Constitution of the State of Florida
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same,
to
uphold and enforce
uphold and enforce
the laws of the United States,
the laws of the United States,
the State of Florida,
the State of Florida,
the County of Miami-Dade,
the County of Miami-Dade,
and the City of Miami Springs.
and the City of Miami Springs,
That I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservations
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion,
And that I will well and faithfully discharge
that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of police officer
the duties of police officer
of the City of Miami Springs,
the City of Miami Springs,
acting to the best of my ability,
acting to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, welcome aboard. Now, Officer Rodriguez has asked that a dear friend of his of many years, who happened to have been a former colleague of mine at the City of Miami Police Department, Sergeant Alex Lampro, pin on the badge for him. Sergeant? Stab him.
All right, congratulations.
One last.
Officer Rodriguez, could you invite up your family as well? Could they come up?
Thank you.
That'd be great. Please, his family can join him for a picture as well.
Wife
Familia.
and mom and youngins and.
We got to have that fella come put the badges on all the police officers. That's the fastest.
Good job, Sergeant.
That was the fastest.
Because you have insurance.
That's it.
Oh, we need to make sure you bleed blue.
There you go.
Congratulations.
Officer Rodriguez, to your family, I want to welcome them as part of our extended family. And I think you and I have talked about this. I know that we've talked about this a great deal. I'm old time when it comes to law enforcement and the family that we are. So when things are good for you, things are good for us. When things are bad for you, things are bad for us. So please feel free to count on us with whatever support you need from us. So thank you very much. Next is the, and before I go to the next step, I also want to thank Sergeant Lamprow and I apologize, the other officers from the other agencies that have come to support him, and again, our officers that are here, some of them their own time, to support our new officer coming on board. Next will be the Officer of the Month for June. This memorandum was drafted and sent to me from Lieutenant Frank Perez, and I'm basically going to tell you about this case without having to read the memo. At the middle part of June, we received a letter at the Miami Springs Police Department, an anonymous letter about a location in the Springs, 143 Flagler Drive, and some suspicious activity that was going on there. I read the letter and gave it to Lieutenant Perez, who in turn assigned it to Detective Tamargo and Officer Jason Hall. And they took this thing and they ran with it. And immediately they came back and said, we're seeing some stuff here that doesn't look good. All hours of the day, people coming and going, in and out. So they set up surveillances, they stopped a few people, and as a result, they were able to develop a confidential source. Through that confidential source, we were able to do some other investigative things and develop probable cause for a search warrant. As a result of the search warrant, which was served, we arrested 2 individuals, and we did find substantial amounts of cocaine, marijuana, cash, and drug paraphernalia. In essence, this individual had been in operation that we knew of for about 3 years at that location, and who knows how long previous to that. He was charged with trafficking, cocaine, possession of cocaine, drug paraphernalia, and the other individual was charged with possession of various narcotics and drug paraphernalia. So what I really enjoyed seeing about this case, obviously a successful conclusion, but the way that Detective Tamargo and Officer Jason Hall just ran with it. And, you know, if I would stop them to ask them a quick question, I mean, they rattled off everything. They knew everything what was going on. It was precision, it was dedication, it was diligence, perseverance. Everything was sent through the state attorney's office, who approved everything, went to a judge, they approved and signed off on the warrant, so everything went like clockwork. So I congratulate them for the perseverance, for their dedication and professionalism, and they are being put in for the Officer of the Month for the month of June. Congratulations.
Okay, here we go, guys. Ready? Hold it. Again. One more, please. Looking pleasant. Could I get just the 2 of you without the chief? One more, guys. And I never knew you dressed this well. Let me get a full length here. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much.
The last thing I'd like to say about this case, and what's important about it, is the fact that somebody in this community saw something that was out of place, and they let us know. I don't know who that person is, he or she, but I thank them. And with everything that's going on around our country and the world nowadays, I ask everybody, they see something that doesn't feel right, doesn't look right, let us know. Doesn't matter how minor it is, let us make that determination. You're never going to bother us by saying, oh, I don't know if I should do it. Do it. Don't worry about it later and then say, oh, I wish I would have done it. In this day and age, you see something, let us know. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
May I take a picture of the chief and the newer lieutenant and sergeant here? Just take a
Sure,
moment.
please.
Chief, could I have,
Sergeant
who?
Lieutenant Perez and Sergeant.
Okay. Castillo and Lopez up here.
Sure.
Just take a moment. I really appreciate it.
Sure, no problem. It's not like it's a council meeting or nothing. Just right ahead.
Okay, you be in the middle, chief. Okay, good. Guys, hold that. Just, how cool is this? Hold it. And one of the two of you without the chief.
Famous.
Know where you live, Wally.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is Mr. Carneri here with us today?
Yes, he is.
There he is. Come on up, man.
Give me an email. I'll send it.
Here now? Let me know when you're done taking notes, Juan. We're done. Don't worry.
We're all good. Thank you, thank you.
Put a desk up here for you and everything. You get a picture of you. You can stand in front of him if you want.
Yeah, Yolanda could do anything.
Oh, tell me about it. Okay, here we go. She can. I'm not saying no. All right, so today we're here to recognize and to give a certificate of recognition presented to Manny Carneri. Mr. Carneri, am I saying it correctly, sir? Okay, I get it correct all the time. First moved to Miami Springs in 1984 and has been a resident of Miami Springs for 32 years. Mr. Carneri was born on June 29th, 1926, and recently celebrated his 90th birthday. You can clap for that. That's a big deal. Well, besides just celebrating your birthday, you know, we celebrate your birthday all the time. I'd like to say thank you, too, for encouraging other folks younger than you and older than you, but I haven't seen the ones older than you out there, to come out and stay fit and come out and play tennis. And you've been an avid tennis player, and you're involved in the community. You pick up the phone and don't shy away from letting any of us know when you see something that's wrong, but you also extend a hand and let us know when you see something that is right. So thank you for not just, you know, a hole in the street or a tree that needs an issue with, but you always mention to us you're involved in the recreational aspect of it as well.
Thank you.
So that encourages folks, no matter what your age is, young or old, you can still be involved in recreation in the city, and I think that's what's kept you pretty fit, as well as with your great-grandkids, too, running around. So because of that, today, the citizen and the city of Miami Springs honor you, a longtime resident, and extend best wishes on your 90th birthday, presented this 8th day of August. This is for you, my friend.
My grandmother used to have one too.
If you don't mind, I'd like your daughter, your granddaughter, and your great-grandkids to stand up. Come on. And your wife, especially your wife. Kidding me? I know what your name is, buddy. Come on, the whole family. You stand right there.
Know my name?
Oh, buddy.
Everybody knows your name.
Stand right there.
Everybody
No.
knows your name.
No, I just want your family there. Right there. There you go. You want to hold that? Hold it too. Put your hand on that. Make sure it doesn't fall, okay? There you go. Stand right there. Go.
Here we go, everyone.
Oh, we're missing a baby to look. You got to do the baby looking, Wally. Come
Look
on.
at us.
Baby. We all know how Wally feels about babies. Hey, gorgeous. Hey.
Girl. It's a girl. It's a girl.
Hey. The other kid.
A girl.
There you go. Well, they should have come then.
That's not blue.
There you go before the baby turns their head, Wally. Come on.
Periwinkle.
Look right here. Hold it.
Oh, Wally.
Okay.
She likes me. She likes me. She likes me.
Rosie's messing it up. Looky.
Miami Springs.
I'll do something cool. Come on, me. Come here.
Bella. There you go. Wait, we should put his name on there. We should put his little name on there.
There you go.
Look.
At Wally. Look at Wally. Smile.
All right,
Slam that thing really hard. Harder than that. Come on, harder.
Yay! That's the beginning of his portfolio.
Oh, see you later.
Rock the best.
We'll see you later.
Bye, Casey. Thank you. What? No hat? No little pin? No.
Nothing. No, give him a hat. Why didn't you let him slam the gavel? Let him slam the gavel. Why don't you give him a hat? There's no winning here.
That's right.
There's no winning here.
Tú me entiendes.
The kid's happy. That's pretty much all.
That's it.
About.
That's what it's all about.
All right. The Usayangs, I didn't see them walk in here. We're going to celebrate their yard of the month next time they come around, but I'll announce it anyways. This is a 388 Payne for the yard of the month, going to the Usayang family, 388 Payne Drive. Very beautiful yard. All right, we move on to a presentation. Sir, you're up. Renovate America to establish a clean energy program in which the city of Miami Springs is the initiating and regulating entity for the new district in accordance with section 163.08 Florida statute as an addition to the program provided by the city in October 2014 with the Clean Energy Coastal Corridor Peace District. That was a mouthful, buddy. Yeah.
You did good.
Thank you, Mayor.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. My name is John Thomas. I'm with Renovate America. Before I start my presentation, this is sort of like old home for me. I'm a Miami Springs High graduate. Many years ago.
What
Go
year?
Hawks.
What year?
I can't say.
I need to know. I need to know.
In the 70s.
Yeah, 75.
76.
Oh.
So
76.
we were in school together.
Yeah, look, that's why. Yeah.
Now I remember you.
You know, that's the year I was born.
Thanks a lot, Mayor.
Thanks a lot, Mayor. Thanks a lot.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak with you this evening. My name is John Thomas. Again, I'm with Renovate America. Renovate America is the largest provider of PACE financing in the country. We have about 80% of the market share in the country. We have done about 70,000 projects across primarily California. As you know, PACE, the Property Assessed Clean Energy Programs, are primarily in California. They've moved to Florida now over the last 5 to 8 years. We've done $1.5 billion worth of financing in California, and we're now in Florida. I serve as the Vice President of Florida Market Development for Renovate America, and we're excited to have the opportunity to be here. Basically, what I'd like you to consider and to think about is to giving your residents an option. Right now, you are a member of a district. You're affiliated with the Green Energy Corridor District, and that's great, and we applaud that and hope that that's working fine for you. But we hope at the end of the day that you consider providing your residents another opportunity, some more options to create competition in the PACE programs that you have within the residents for the residents of Miami Springs. Our program is called HERO, the Home Energy Renovation Opportunity. We are recognized by the EPA over the last number of years as having one of the best PACE programs in the entire country. So my ask is that you consider having us could be considered as a member of a new PACE district, the city affiliated with a new PACE district called the Florida Resiliency Energy District. We call it FRED for short, Florida Resiliency and Energy District. We believe that this will help you meet some of your policy objectives that you have as it relates to energy efficiency, lowering emissions, and creating an impact on the environment. And as I said, helping your homeowners have another option and more competition within the marketplace. Some of the advantages we think of joining with Renovate America and our partner, the Florida Development Finance Corporation, would be that we really focus on consumer protections. We spend a great deal of effort in our program making sure that the homeowners understand all the terms of the agreements that they sign over the course of putting the projects and put it in the new energy efficient products in your home. We ensure by calling them, we call it confirm of terms. We call 96, and we're moving to 100% of all of our homeowners. We call them to talk with them, a live 24-hour accessible call where they'll hear, and we'll talk with the homeowner to make sure that they understand all of the elements of the terms of the agreement that they are about to sign. We spend put a special emphasis on that of seniors. We think that Florida is a state which obviously has lots of seniors. We spend special focus. We ensure that before we sign a deal with a senior, that a person who is in the home with the senior or helps the senior make financial obligations and decisions is on the phone with them to ensure that they're knowledgeable of all the terms of the agreement. And most importantly, we don't pay until the homeowner is satisfied, until they understand each of the terms of the agreement and they're satisfied and happy with what the terms and the agreements are within the emphasis of energy efficiency and the new products they're putting in their homes. So we'd like you to think about and consider allowing your homeowners to have more competition, allowing them to create competition within the marketplace. As you know, more competition for PACE will obviously bring a more heightened focus on consumer protections. It will also provide for possibly lowering the rates and making it just a more competitive environment for all of your homeowners to have. So my ask today is for you all to consider joining with our PACE district, as well as continuing your relationship with the PACE district that you have. We believe that joining this district will be a benefit to your homeowners. So with that, I'll stop and be happy to answer any questions if you might have it.
Any questions? No. All right. Councilwoman, the floor is yours. Vice Mayor.
Okay. You say that we would be the new district? Tell us what the city would have to provide for us to become the new district, and why would it benefit us to be the new district?
Well, there is no obligation on behalf of the city. There's no financial obligation. What we're doing is providing a participation fee that the city could derive. We can negotiate that with your staff to talk about sort of how that works. But the new district founders, as we call them, have the opportunity to be a part of that and be part of a participation fee.
Oh, what I want to know is who manages it?
Oh, we'll manage the program. Our administrator is the Florida Development Finance Corporation. It is a statutorily authorized finance authority. They were part of the financing for the state train, the privately financed train that's going to go from Miami-Dade to Broward to Orlando. In addition to that, they've got $2 billion worth of finance authority for PACE bonds. So they'll be the bonding authority. They'll be the bond administrator. We run the program. They'll run our HERO program. It's a partnership that we've developed with them for the last for about a year now that we've worked with Florida Development Finance Corporation.
And you'll need a staff member from us?
No.
Or what?
Nope.
Nothing?
Nope. Nope.
You won't need anybody to administer it here, or
Nope.
you do everything?
There's no cost. It is a completely turnkey operation.
And you chose Miami Springs because?
Well, I'm from Miami, so obviously we're looking for a founder. We're looking for a founder. We believe that if we establish this district, it has the opportunity to scale to a large capacity, to include other jurisdictions, Miami-Dade, Broward County, and so we're excited about the opportunity to offer the chance, if you're interested, to do something along those lines and sort of build and grow this district. We've done over 400 jurisdictions. We've got a lot of experience in running PACE programs, and so we sort of know how these things are run and how these programs are administered. So we're excited about the opportunity to share that with probably 2 founding cities, right? and each city would have a representative on the board.
Well, that may be something that may happen down the line, but as it's proposed now, it is not. It's only the city, and the only reason our city got involved in the other program was because it had already been established, and we wouldn't have any responsibilities in regards to maintaining it. In addition to that, in the other part of the program, we specifically opted out of one of the major factors there, which was their financing angle. City will not participate in any type of financing program. I understand that's not maybe part of this one, but the difference between this and the problem, we've had three things that we've dealt with recently, this being the third. The first one was the water and sewer agreement. The gentleman that came in and asked us to be sort of sponsors so that they go to the community based upon representations of the government. That was one. Two was the other Y-Green thing that we've talked about. But we were just joiners. It's a little, it may be other people involved and there may be other governments involved, but I think it'd be a real burden and expense for the city to be the first direct running of the district in this thing. If later on there's 2 or 3 other people who are in the district already, who are already operating it, and the city would want to get involved in it, that would be a little bit different story. But to be the initiating and operating factor, I think you have to take in consideration the responsibilities that would come with it. I haven't fully gone through the agreement. I did it because you haven't authorized me to do anything yet, but I did look it over for the purposes of this meeting. And you know, this program has a lot to do with the filing of liens and the collecting from citizens of non-ad valorem assessments through tax bills and things like that are, I don't know exactly how that's going to be handled, but certainly would amount to a lot of staff time and administrative time. So while I don't think we necessarily object to the program, I think we probably object to the staffing and the work and the amount of time that the city would have to devote to it. Miami Springs is a small community. I don't know that you have the resources to be the #1 district orienter of a program, whether it's this one or another one.
If possible, because again, I like obviously giving our residents options is good for us. We haven't had a single complaint from folks, at least not to me. I don't know if anybody else on council has gotten one. Reference to the PACE program that we're running now.
Right.
I've heard good things from the vendors as well as from residents who are using the program. They don't even know which program it is right now because they only have one available to them. So I'm all open to giving them options. But you hear the city's concerns. If you feel that it's different than what that is, I'd like for you to maybe communicate that with the city attorney.
Sure.
And if it is any different, then
Sure.
you know we've got another meeting coming up.
Sure.
And then if he feels it's any different than that, and hey, you know, there's, in his opinion, there are no expenses to the city, then maybe we can consider it
Sure.
as being a, you know, initiating city. But
Sure.
we're not looking to take on an ounce of expense for, you know, for this type of program, for any type of program that's not a what I like to consider core municipal services
Sure,
that we're
absolutely.
offering. So if it is like he's saying, it doesn't look promising for us to be at least the first, or at least starting off the district. But being on board with it, I don't see a problem with it. But if it's different than what the city attorney said, then I invite you to engage in conversations with the city attorney to see if maybe you can clarify some of those issues.
Absolutely, we'll be happy to do that. The one thing we want you to do is to have comfort, and we certainly like and respect the opinion of your city attorney for him to have comfort as well. As I mentioned, we've done, you know, we're in 400 jurisdictions, and there is no cost associated to the city for being a founding member of a district. There is no ongoing responsibilities to the city to being a founding member of the district. This is a completely turnkey operation. You may sign a few documents, you may, you know, it may require that, but there is no staff time committed to doing it. And we're happy to work with your city manager and with your attorney to get to the level of comfort that he or Mr. Alonzo would feel comfortable if you want to proceed in that direction, and we'll be happy to work with you on that.
We're open for dialogue.
Absolutely.
Right? I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Tell us your name again.
John Thomas.
John Thomas.
Go Hawks.
No, you're okay. Yeah, you're not a
Okay.
lobbyist.
We're moving on to open forum. I have one person to speak, Mr. Cabrera. Welcome back, sir.
Good evening, my name's Evelio Cabrera. Sorry. You guys got that, right? Mayor,
Welcome, sir.
council people, how are you? On behalf of the old business on open forum, I know you can't comment on it. Request by Mr. Councilman Petrolanda on the audio and video recording public comments. Love you, man. But here's the problem with that. I mean, you know, we're gonna be out of here at 2, 3 in the morning. Because I mean, we gotta hear the audio, and then you gotta hear me out. So I mean, unless Mr. Councilman Best gives me more than 40 seconds, which I know he does. Great guy. And Billy will back me up. But anyhow, Mr. Councilman Petrolanda, with all due respect, I honestly think that you should consider taking that off. I mean, really. I mean, it's I think it's a good thing to come to City Hall. I think the mayor just mentioned it. The beauty of contacting each other. The gentleman just turned 90 that the mayor spoke very well about him, in the sense of stating that he has his pros and cons, but at the end of the day, he reaches out. And I think that's what this whole community is about. That's why I moved here 30-something years ago. I waited a while to reach out, but I'm reaching out now. And just I got my time. I still got a minute. I'm gonna make you guys smile a little bit. Speaking to Mayor, Councilman Bain. Sorry.
He's still the mayor.
Oh, you're the mayor. You're the mayor, Mayor.
Mayor.
We were talking about that little sliver deal on that path. I know you guys are thinking about doing that little bike path. You know, I know it looks square like SpongeBob, but I plan to get jogging back again and all that. And that'd be nice, being that we have such a beautiful, beautiful golf course out there. And now that it's paid off, I think that it's a good thing. So thank you for this evening.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks. You still have another 20 seconds if you'd like to continue. No? Okay. This isn't AT&T. You can't roll them over.
Very nice.
Thank you again for coming up. Moving on to approval of council minutes. 5A, June 27, 2016, regular meeting. 5B, July 18th, 2016, special meeting. 5C, July 28th, 2016, special meeting.
Motion to move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Call a roll, please.
Vice Mayor Buckner,
Yes.
Councilman Best,
Aye.
Councilman Bain,
Yes.
Councilman Petrolanda,
Yes.
Mayor Garcia.
Yes. We have no reports from boards of commission or public hearings. Moving on to consent agenda, all funded and or budgeted items. Mr. Manager.
Five items. 8A, approval of the city attorney's invoice for July 2016 in the amount of $12,204.
Hold on a
con-
second. Hold on.
Continue.
Item 8B, recommendation by police that council approve an expenditure to Royal Rent-A-Car Systems of Florida, the lowest responsible quote of $17,088 for the monthly rental of 2 vehicles for a 12-month period, as these funds qualify for expenditure from the Police Law Enforcement Trust Fund, as funds were approved in the fiscal year 15-16 budget pursuant to Section 3111C2 of the City Code. 8C, recommendation by Police Department that council approve an expenditure to TBS Miami LLC as a sole source provider in the amount of $11,972.24 for new office furniture for the investigations unit, as there is only one source, letter attached, for the required custom furniture, and funds are available in the fiscal year 15-16 budget pursuant to Section 3111E6C of the City Code. 8D, recommendation by Golf that council approve an increase in the city's current open purchase order with Acushnet in the amount not to exceed $2,000 for Titleist and FootJoy merchandise to be resold in the Golf Pro Shop, as funds were budgeted in the fiscal year 15-16 budget pursuant to Section 3111E6G of the City Code. And 8E, recommendation by Public Works that council approve an increase in the city's current open purchase order with My Car Trucking, Inc., utilizing Miami-Dade County under contract 4056-0/16 attached, and the amount not to exceed $5,000 for Road Rock, which exceeds the originally budgeted amount of $9,500 in the fiscal year 15-16 budget, pursuant to Section 3111E6G of the City Code, and these are paid with CITT funds.
Mr. Manager, we're going to pull two items for discussion. One is 8D, and the other is 8E. I have someone to speak on 8D, but first let's move forward with A, B, and C, if I have a motion for those three.
Give a motion for consent agenda items A, B, and C to approve.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Any discussion on those three items? Call a roll, please.
Vice Mayor Buckner?
Yes.
Councilman Best?
Aye.
Councilman Bain?
Yes.
Councilman Petrolanda?
Yes.
Mayor Garcia?
Yes. Moving on to 8D, Mr. Souter, you have the floor, sir. For discussion, because you signed up.
Thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
John Souter, good evening all. Thank you all for this forum. If this was pulled, I don't know why. I just had a question, and I don't see Mr. Odell here, maybe the city manager. I'm curious if the resale program, which looks like golf balls and shirts and things like this, I want to know if it's profitable.
I can answer that for you.
Please.
According to Mr. Odell, it is very
Yes.
profitable.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. We already heard it read, so I'll entertain a motion for 8D.
Is that why you pulled it?
I'll make
Yes,
a
sir.
motion.
Just for
Just
the
for
Purely for the
for
discussion, not
Yes, sir.
Motion to move, Mayor. Second.
First and a second. Any discussion on the item? Call a roll, please.
Vice Mayor Buckner?
Yes.
Councilman Best?
Aye.
Councilman Bain?
Yes.
Councilman Petrolanda?
Yes.
Mayor Garcia?
Yes. 8E is pulled on the request of Councilman Petrolanda. Floor is yours, sir.
Williams, I just want you to kind of clarify. So we budgeted $9,500, and now we need an additional $5,000.
Correct. This is from CITT funds,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, that's all, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to move consent agenda item E.
Second.
Okay. I have a first and a second for 8E to pass. Any discussion? Call a roll, please.
Vice Mayor Buckner?
Yes.
Councilman Best?
Aye.
Councilman Bain?
Yes.
Councilman Petrolanda?
Yes.
Mayor Garcia?
Yes. Moving on to old business. 9A, appointments to advisory boards. Anyone on council have an appointment?
Have
at
none,
this
sir.
time?
Good.
No, I'm
Okay.
good. Thank you.
Moving on to 9B. I've got two speakers on the item. Start with Ms. Hernandez. And this is a request by Councilman Petrolanda to allow audio, video, pre-recording of public comments or open forum.
Mayor, I'd like to clarify something. This,
Can you clarify it when she's done, like the open forum for all of us, if it's okay with you? Sure. Yes, ma'am, the floor is yours.
Donna Hernandez, 769 Pinecrest Drive. I'm here today to speak about the 9B item, which is the audio-video pre-recording of public comments. The last time that that I was at a meeting that this item was discussed, there was a lot of speculation of the possibility of flaws, congestion, bottlenecking, who comes first, people who take the sacrifice of leaving their home, getting a babysitter, people who have read up on these articles, we don't know. There was a lot of questioning on that, and I don't know as to date. This has now come up again to council, and I would hope that before council considers it, all of these questions will be answered. I'd like to know if you can assure us that people who do take the time and sacrifice leaving their family, getting babysitters, leaving husbands with the meal in the refrigerator, that they do get a little bit of credence to their sacrifice. With talking about this, I'd like to talk about change. Change can be good. It could be bad. Change is constant. It's inevitable. And change could be for the needs of man and for the greed of man. Change is good or bad depending on who benefits from it. I have seen a lot of change throughout the years presented by this council. Some of those changes would be, well, DOT, their change was to tear down our pony bridges, put up wider bridges, more traffic coming in from Hialeah. Some of the changes were selling of the golf course. Some of the changes were removing the downtown Westford Drive Meridian. Some of the changes were increasing our height limitations, selling of the sliver, and now we have a promoted something that's being promoted on the increase of FAR. Throughout the years of the presentation of these changes, people that have not agreed with these changes of council have been labeled as naysayers, especially by our just recently in one of the Gazette issues. People were very labeled as naysayers. Well, I have this to say to you. All of these naysayers, they came up with in this podium and they presented to you changes of not annihilating our bridges, selling the golf course, height restrictions. They came to you with those kind of changes. And those handful of naysayers were supported by thousands of other naysayers called voters in this town. Voters, thousands of them. So maybe our paper should, reinvent the word naysayers. I don't know, but there are now thousands of them. Not a handful, because they agreed with the people that came up here and said, hey, no, we don't want anything to do with density. Because all of these subjects and issues that I just brought to your attention right now all had to do with high density. The people want nothing to do with it. Nothing. So, with this coming up, I want to ask all of you if you are aware of Florida Statute 163.3167. I'm sure you all are aware, because what that Florida statute says is that from 2014 on, the courts decided that it is prohibited that voters have the right to request from their council a referendum vote. That means all the petitions in the past that stopped high density, the bridge high density, I'll go on, yes, like that. All of those petitions that stopped it are now will be blocked. The people no longer have this availability to give their voice to you. And you were obviously wrong, because all those naysayers and voters came out and said, I don't want that. Do not give it to me. All right? Now, with that, I wonder, where do you stand today? The Florida legislature and statute gives you the option to say, no, we don't want to go with that. If they present a petition and they don't agree with FAR, we're going to let them vote on it, because it is a very, very big, major change of the infrastructure and the traffic of our town. Where will you stand on that? Where will you stand on this new video? Will it additionally put air conditioning duct across our mouth? Will it shut us up because of the congestion? Will you put all the people that give a 5-minute video on us?
Ma'am,
What will it do? Will you insure us of that?
if you have a closing, your time is
Okay.
up.
I do have a closing.
Yes, ma'am.
The closing is, unless you can assure us that you will not further silence the voters with this televideo thing, okay, you think twice about it. It could do more bad than it does good. And all of these thousands of people who have voted otherwise against some of your decisions cannot all be wrong. And I ask each one of you to think about who you are and have you dissected this video? Can you assure us that it will not go wrong? Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hernandez. Mr. Souter, you're signed up to speak to this item as well, sir.
Good evening again, folks. Thank you, John Souter. Councilman Petrolando. Respectfully, sir. My contact with you has been very limited. We've had a couple of conversations outside of chambers. The most recent was at the party the other night, which was wonderful, by the way. You've heard me speak on several occasions. Sometimes I'm a bit long-winded. I've heard you speak on a number of occasions. This agenda item, sir, quite frankly, does not strike me as you. You're a teacher by trade, I believe. I'm curious, as you teach your students, do you teach them what to think and what to feel? Or do you try to teach them how to think and how to feel and what to do with that so that they can build their own future? How to internalize, how to self-start, self-manage, and ultimately how to lead. I'd like to know how and why this agenda item began. Just doesn't strike me as you, sir. And if I'm wrong about that, I apologize. I'm curious about one more thing, if I may throw it in. I believe the issues of the East Side, the people that stood up here on June 13 with bags in their hands that had God only knows what in them. They spoke of crime, they spoke of drugs, they spoke of parking issues specific to the East Side. These people were invited to a special meeting where most of us were in attendance. I certainly was. The meeting of July 18. In that meeting, which council specifically invited these East Side residents who showed up 8 or 10 or 12 wide, all spoke about the same type of issues in the same area of the city. If I recollect, on July 18, you all set before city staff to come up with findings for this meeting tonight. And if that's incorrect, I apologize. But that's my recollection. I believe it's what the minutes show. I don't see anything in the agenda tonight that addresses any findings for the East Side residents. I'm curious if it got shelved in light of the budget hearings. Certainly important.
I apologize. I would like to interrupt you for a brief second. You know you signed up for a specific agenda line item.
I am.
But I was hoping that maybe what you're talking about right now
I'm going to tie it in right now, Mayor, if you give me just
But since you brought it up and I stopped your time so I wouldn't bite into your time,
Yes, sir.
Understand that there's been communications with those folks because that is still something in the works to get answers for them, and they know that it's going to be coming up at the next council meeting. So the communication, well, that's why you don't see any of them here from that neighborhood, which specifically affects but they have been communicated with and know that this will be brought up during a future meeting. But I'll let you continue. If it is tied into this agenda item.
Well, it is, and I have
continue.
no way of knowing that. I'm reacting to what was said in chambers as a matter of public record, and what is presented here tonight. My concern with the east side, and I'll tie it in directly, Mayor, thank you. On the 18th, those people were not allowed to speak. In fact, they were specifically silenced on more than one occasion. I guess my long-windedness that evening had bent everybody's ears out of shape. That evening, the chief spoke about a drop in crime. I believe there was a discussion about the code, that it was effective in the residents enforcing their own parking issues. And you spoke of doing a study and issuing parking stickers. I hope, Mayor, that what you've said is true and that those people can be somehow satisfied. This agenda item smacks in the face of democracy. Period. Councilman, with all due respect. And lends itself quite easily to totalitarianism. Excuse me.
If you have a closing, sir, your time is up.
If that's where we're headed, guys, I would invite each of you to, instead of doing this, go out and rent a couple of Netflix. I can suggest a couple that are really good. Edward G. Robinson's swan song, Soylent Green, 1984. Brazil, one of my personal favorites. The Matrix. And for the kids, WALL-E.
Thank you, sir.
I'm against this, Councilman. Thank you all.
There's no one else. Thank you for coming, sir. There's no one else signed up on this item. Councilman Petralanda, the item is yours, sir. And I do have discussion when you're done.
Okay. Should we vote on?
No, you had something to say
Okay, yeah.
before they spoke.
Yeah, this is all me. I just asked Councilman George Loeb to help me with it because of the technical aspect of it. But this is all me. I mean, I just want to give voice to those folks that can't come here. For example, handicapped people, sick people, travelers, mothers with babies that can't make it because they have to be home taking care of the babies, workers, people that are going to be working on Monday nights and they want to say something. That's all this is all about. It's just to give voice to more people. Now, I think somebody said that the meetings will be long. I don't have a problem having long meetings if the voice of the people are going to be heard here. That's what this is all about. There's no conspiracy. There's nothing. I'm not sure if the folks that came up here to speak read the agenda item. There are guidelines. There are many guidelines there. So I don't see, if we follow these guidelines, how any of the things that are being brought up are going to happen. I'm baffled at this. I brought this up 3 meetings ago, and it didn't pass. I think Bob Best brought he made a motion to be able to record to the website, and it passed. And that's why this item is here tonight. I'm glad it's here because this is just gives voice to the people. It sounds to me like this is democracy at its best, not anti-democracy. You're trying to shut people down. People that are handicapped that can't make it here, like some of the folks that spoke that are healthy and they can come here and they don't have small children and they don't have to work tonight. You're stifling the other folks. So I resent that, okay? There is a couple of options here, and they're technical. We have George here to talk about it, and that's all I have to say, Mayor, for
Okay.
now.
All right. Before I ask for a motion on the item, you've asked only for a couple of things up here on council, at least in the time that we spent up here together on council. I, for one, thought this was one of the best ones you've ever come up with.
Thank you.
Okay, and it's everybody's opinion. I won't speak on other folks' comments, but I've been to other cities and I've seen where they allow for video comment, and it was really nice to hear somebody want to have the voice of the people come up and be heard, not be stifled to do it. I don't know how to do it without without stifling the people who are here already. I think I understood a little bit of what Ms. Hernandez said about how do we assure that the people who did come over here aren't going to be, I'm assuming she meant like put towards the back of the line and maybe never heard. I understand that. I know that. But I know that there's specific guidelines that we could always talk and tweak of it. But the fact that you look for a way to have the voice of more people to be heard as opposed to just the ones that could show up here, I appreciate and I respect the fact that you did something like that. That to me is more democracy and less minimizing it. Things change all the time. We look at what folks put out on Twitter and on Facebook, and we use it as part of the tools for us to be able to make the decisions that we make. And I think being able to hear people's voices, and even if we decide not to do it up here on the dais, I'd like to stick with what we talked about and what we voted before, to look at the cost and the expenditure of having people still upload their videos. It could be part of open forum, but it doesn't necessarily have to be heard here. It could be part of the research that all 5 of us do before coming up here and doing it. Someone can they can upload open forum, because open forum is about anything, not just what's on the agenda. And then there could be agenda line items, and we can hear them. They could be streamed on there, and whoever shows up here can still be heard here. And we can say, we're not going to hear any of the videos here on the dais. It's going to be our job as part of our educational process to go and listen to these folks who have put up videos. It's as simple as us maybe asking Erica and to get with George and say, okay, everybody up until, I don't know, the morning of the meeting, we could put together a little CD or a little link where we could all look at it, or it could be public information for everybody to look at it. I don't see how it's anything wrong what you proposed, and I admire and respect you for making the proposition. In reference to the item, does anybody have anything to say about it, or is there a motion for it or not to discuss it?
I think that number one, when somebody proposes something, it should be just at least have an open mind to discuss it. The other thing is that it's sort of like the thing about the east side of town. I mean, there has been some things done over there already, and the fact is internally, it's because right now there's memos going out to the people east side of town that we're going to have some answers for them on the 22nd. William did that. I voted no on this last time around, just for representing of maybe the 2% or the people that come up here and speak against it. But I don't understand why there has to be such a animosity towards somebody who is proposing something, whether I agree or disagree, to take the initiative to do his work, to propose it to us in order for us to discuss it in the public, in the sunshine, to see if it's something that's feasible for the city to do. That's whether I want to vote for this or not. The criticism of the fact that he did what he worked on it and tried to do a presentation to bring it to us, in itself shouldn't. If you disagree with it, that's one thing. But the motivation, I think, is pure, and the criticism is unfair from some of the speakers. So that's all I have to say. But if I was looking at this here, I'd like to see, like we do other things, I'd like the manager to read the memo and read in what we have here as far as the public speaking card and everything, the different things that are part of the presentation.
I believe the councilman, yes, Vice Mayor?
Before you read anything, can I ask a couple of things? In reading this, there's a lot of questions that still need to be asked that we need answers on before we actually can take a step towards doing this. At least, I have an issue with, keeping, how long do we keep them? Where do we keep them? Who do we keep? Who do we not keep? Those need to be, I'd like to see the answers to those before I say yes or no. Because, as with everything, this becomes a public record. How long do we have to keep them?
Well,
Councilman?
I'm sorry.
You know,
That's a question for the
and-
clerk, isn't it?
You know, how long do we keep them? And who, you know, who are we gonna burden with the task of determining if it comes to council, if it doesn't come to council, if it needs a response, if it doesn't need a response? It's a great idea. I think that the ability to give the you know, the residents this type of usage is a great idea.
Down and see what you want to do,
But
what
I,
you don't want to
you
do.
know,
Mayor.
I'd like to see some of these questions answered.
All those questions are answered there. If you were to read it, they're all there. They're answered there. I mean, you have option A and option B. Option A tells you that it's not cost effective. Option B, which is watch it here and then delete them, is more suitable for the city. I'm not sure if you read them. If you read the article and all the documents, you would have all your answers. I'm not sure, maybe, Williams, if you read it to everybody again, because some people, I guess, didn't read it. But all the answers are there. They're pretty straightforward. This is nothing new. We're not reinventing the wheels. This is something that's done in many cities throughout the county. Miami Lakes happens to be one of them.
Madam Clerk, did you look into how long we have to keep these videos?
If independently we kept the videos, the requirement would be 2 years.
Right.
But since it would become, I believe that's option 2, since it would become part of the record, it would be kept in perpetuity. It would be forever.
Say it again?
Forever.
Right. In other words, if we made it part of the record meeting
Correct, as part
as
of the
part of the meeting, but if
Correct.
someone just submitted it and it was, say, uploaded onto our website, consider it something like we have our Twitter page. We put out a tweet. We don't respond to people who reply to it. We don't respond to any of those comments. It's out there. It's a comment that's something that we post out there for the city as information, and it stays on there, but there is no response. This could be something similar to that, where a resident can make a comment, and we don't have to respond to any of these. This is an open forum that gets uploaded into the video that obviously the city clerk, and it gets uploaded to our website, and we discussed one of the options was making sure there's no profanity or anything on these videos that will be screened by the clerk's office before it gets uploaded as just a regular open forum. Just for people to get up there and speak, and if they want to talk about a particular line item, they could, go ahead and put that on there. It's always out there, and if at any point in time one of us wants to reference that comment, that's as simple as that video being, uploaded onto a thumb drive and being able to be played here, which will be permanently in the record for that particular
I
meeting.
think she's referring to because it becomes, it would be part of the minutes. Because the video gets deleted. We won't see the video again. The video gets, George is here to explain both items because one is more expensive than the other. Option 2, which is the one that I proposed the first meeting that got shut down, that's the cheaper one of the two. The other ones, you have to keep the video on, you have to get, well, let George come up. George, can you come up and explain it to
Manager,
us?
is it all right if we have George come up for a second?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
That's why he's here.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, George.
I
You've heard a
forget
couple
what,
of questions asked about as to Jaime, you go ahead, Councilman.
Option 2 would be the cheaper one, and that's the one you're recommending if it was to pass,
That's the one I would recommend. I remember what it was about. Let's see.
which is the one where it comes up to a video. Now, we would have to choose, do we allow 5 videos or 10 videos a night? It's up to us how we set it up.
Like how many people will we allow to upload a video?
Exactly, no more than 3 minutes. Everything's spelled out. They did, I think, was it you, Erica, that called Miami Lakes? I think it was her, and they gave us the blueprints. This is what they do over there. So they gave it to us, and it's all there. We just need to read it. So you're thinking option 2 is the one that makes more sense. It's the most cost effective, correct?
That's right, yeah. Yeah, either way, it's all backed up to the allowed storage that we have. It doesn't add to it doesn't need any additional cost or, other than a few upgrades to the mail server possibly.
So the cost of it, since there's no cost to upload it onto our server and to save them,
right?
Where does the cost come in? Can you explain it for the public, please?
Well, the cost would be transporting the file when somebody sends you the video. If we follow what Miami Lakes is doing, it'll be through email, and the mail server is going to be taxed quite a bit. It's approximately 130 to 200 megs, depending on how long the video is. I think maximum is 3 minutes.
3 minutes. We can even make it shorter.
Yeah, you could shorten it to 2 minutes, but could it not also be uploaded directly to our website? Could we not have a drop function where a drag and drop into it, where that it gets uploaded automatically? You don't have to email
It could be uploaded to the cloud service directly. The website can only handle. Right now, it used to be 32 megs. I think it's gone up to maybe 100 megs or so.
That it can handle.
Yeah, so can't really upload directly to it. But an outside service like Box.com or something.
Right,
we can
right. You know,
upload
because
directly to that.
there's services that it could look like it's uploading to your
Right.
website.
And then you have links from
and
the
they have
website.
links to it, or they drag it into a box, and through the programming on the website, it's really dropping it onto an external drive.
That's
So,
correct.
Okay, so if that hasn't been looked at already, maybe that is a much more cost-effective way than increasing the website's capacity or having to look at our emails being bogged down.
And in that case, it wouldn't cost anything.
Right. So this is just options. And this is part of, not only for those folks in the audience, but for council, this is part of the brainstorming phase. And why I heard Mayor Bain and why I'll reiterate it, there's no bad ideas in brainstorming. And I'm going to apologize again for, folks coming down on you for coming up with an idea. This is part of the brainstorming phase. So thank you for bringing it up. Now let's figure out how we make it happen. So as opposed to just saying no, let's figure out. So that would not cost money. If we had, and then you look at all the safety portions of it, because if it's an outside third company and there's security issues of it, but this is someone that's a resident uploading a video, just uploading it or giving it to you. It's going to be public record either way. So it's really no one's rattling off their social security numbers, nor should they be. But is there any other safety issue to be concerned with when somebody uploads a video like that? How does that affect us if we just put that link or just a drop portion of programming that's already been done?
No way I can really think of. It's the same as uploading a video to YouTube.
Correct.
The same thing. It's out there. And these videos wouldn't be publicly available until we check them.
All right.
Mr. Mayor?
What we need to decide here is, number one, do we want these tapes as part of the open forum? We got to decide that now. Or do we want it as part of the length of the... this is a little foreign to me, this computer stuff. I'm not trying to be, it's a little foreign to me. Do you want it to be part of the council? The council has to decide whether they want it to be part of the meeting, or there's, I think, 4 or 5 things. Part of the meeting. How many do you want to? If it is part of the meeting, how many do you want to allow in the meeting?
That's just part of the meeting or not part of the meeting.
Yeah, well, let's start off with regardless of if we make
Right.
it part of the meeting, and I think that's something we can look at a little further down the line, because I'd like to have it available on our website, regardless if we put it into the meeting.
Well, what I want to know is, if it's part of the meeting, how many are you going to have? Are we going to decide to have 5 a night, or that's 2 things, or are we going to have it outside the meeting and the website, and let it be more of a forum to express yourself, and go like that? I need to know that. I need to know what the proposal is going to be, what our thoughts are on doing that.
I'd like to start off with doing it just onto the website, and then unless council is okay with it being heard up here, then we can continue that for discussion. Madam Vice Mayor?
What you're saying to add it on, for somebody to drop it into our website, I wouldn't know how to start doing that. Is that something that's going to be easy for people to do, or?
We've got to think about how the process will work. If somebody's recording a video from an iPhone, first they'll have to get it from the iPhone onto their computer and then upload it to the website.
They can do it right from their phone onto the website through their phone. They don't have to upload it to the video.
So, but we have to become compatible to all the systems that are out there. Number one question. Number two, then it would be first downloaded into the website specifically to go to whoever we appoint that's going to be the overseer, and then it becomes available.
So I think it would work.
We have to look at. We're just not going to let them post without us vetting, right?
Of course, but that's part of the process. It gets uploaded, and like you brought it up the last meeting, and I think it's good that somebody has to vet it. So when it gets uploaded, you don't just see it automatically. We decide if it's city clerk's office, and she'll designate if it's her or one of her assistants that gets to look at it, and then they vet it. And then from that point in time, if it doesn't have whatever our criteria is, the profanity or whatever it is, obscene things, then it gets automatically uploaded to where folks can click on the link, and whatever we want. We can have there be a thumbnail of the person's face that put their face, or it could just be the verbiage, and people can click on it, the name of the person. Another thing is that we're not looking for well, they're putting their face up there, but for no anonymity. You put your name on it, you put your voice and your face, and it gets posted on there. But yes, it definitely has to get vetted first. And part of the programming, he sets it in, so when they drag it into that page on our website, what happens to it is it automatically gets put into. She gets a message, and then in the back of the the back of the house, or the back of the website, there's a separate page where she can go onto it and look at it. That's not accessible to people, and then she can decide make active, make active, make active. No, this one's not active. This is bad. Don't put it on there, or delete it, or whatever. She can determine that.
If I may, Mayor.
Sir.
What you're talking about is option one,
Right.
which is placing it on the website, and on the bottom of page 1 of the memo, it says if council decides to just place the videos on the website, there are a few additional questions that need to be answered. Number 1, how long are the videos kept on the website? Number 2, do we remove them after the specific meeting and begin showing the videos received for the following meeting? Number 3, do the videos need to be classified by item number that the person is speaking about? And that's where George came in with
Mayor.
the fact that we need to know how to categorize these on the website.
Also, that's option 1, which is has a cost of $3,400. Option 2 would only be $1,400. Is where we play it here, we delete it, it becomes part of the record.
$3,400 per what?
$3,400 per what? This is, I think
For
you
how
put
long?
this.
So that was total for the storage upgrades.
The storage, you got to get storage when you put it
You're
on
talking
the
about
website.
$3,400 yearly or one time only?
So this would be
No, that's one
Well,
time.
it's
That's
just a one-time.
$1,952 for the drives,
Right.
network drives.
So you're talking about
and
$3,400 versus $1,600 or
$1,400.
$1,400 versus to be able to put it where it's open to the public all the
But,
time.
Mayor, my intention when I thought of this,
I know,
and
not to have any
it
cost
was
to us. Put it
right.
here,
It was
it
just
gets
play it
recorded.
here. Maybe we can say 5 a night, and we're gonna also have the options. If we have a lot of people, when we've had it in the past, we don't even play it. Okay, can give us that option so we can limit it. But the way I was envisioning this is we have 5 videos, we show them after, and like the guidelines say, after whoever's here goes first. Which ones we show first? The ones that we get first. I mean, everything's stipulated here in the explanation, and then delete them. And there, we don't have to store anything, and then it becomes part of the record because it becomes part of the minutes. And if you want to see what that person said, just read the minutes.
That's a good
That's it.
idea. But
That's
I don't-
it.
I-
That
that's
was
a good
the-
idea, but I
that's
don't
my
mind keeping
intention.
it so we can look
Right.
at it. I
Okay, that was
understand.
my intention.
You don't want to get blamed for any additional cost. I understand
Right.
that. That's okay. You don't
That
want
was
to
my
be looked
intention.
at as the guy who wants to spend money. That's okay. But don't worry about it.
Wait.
I'll take the blame for wanting to spend the extra $1,500 in order to keep it longer, to be able to put it up on our website where you don't have to just post it up here, look at it, and delete it. And then that's only if the 5 that we picked to play, the first 5.
The first 5.
The first 5. So who's to say who's the first to upload it when? When does the clock start? When does it
Well,
stop?
that's stamped on the video. Once the
We don't-
video
we don't
comes
have to
in.
complicate it like that. We
No,
can
but
just
I mean,
upload
if it gets-
every video, because you're talking about $3,400, $3,600, less than $4,000 one time to be able to have it forever.
But I like to
and
see them.
saved.
I like to see them in council, if we could.
Of course.
Yeah.
But you
And then you can keep them if you want.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You got 13, 14 people here, including the people who are paid employees to be here. What I'm saying is that out of the 14,000 residents, you might get, even if you get 14 videos to be posted up, man, you'll get more people to do it. I'm agreeing with you. If you don't want to do it,
Yeah, I'm just telling you what I envision. Now, if you want to make it better, I'm all for it.
yes.
I'm all for it if you want to make it better. I voted yes the last time that Bob made the motion.
Yes. Okay.
Um,
It's your thing. Which way do you want to go with it? I'm okay with doing option
Like to-
1.
to-
Sir, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Mayor. See how something simple gets so complicated?
Of course.
That's simple.
My biggest problem with this whole thing is the vetting process of how this material will be looked at and reviewed, by whom, how often. To me, it just jumps off the page as a full-time job for somebody, almost. You might be light at the beginning, and By the way, I have nothing against the democratic process, believe me, and most people that know me know that. But when you start clouding the process with things that, in large part, we already do, people text us all the time, they call us, they send us emails. This is just another way of doing it, and I appreciate that. And I include my sentiments with the mayor for you to have thought this out and to go forward with it. I don't think it's there for us to really vote on yet. I really don't. I think there's a lot more questions that need to be asked. Conceptually, it's not a bad idea, but the way that I'm seeing this presented to us here tonight, I'm not ready to go with it yet.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. It's still a work in progress. No one's saying no,
Exactly.
Flat out to doing it. But I like to see it happen. And one thing I guess George will confirm it, and all of you know it. If any resident, and really anybody can open up a YouTube account and upload a video, feels like uploading a video, if they have the capability to do it, if they're going to have enough know-how to upload a video onto our website, to record and upload it, then they have enough know-how to upload it onto their own YouTube account and simply email us a link. Because once it goes to you, it's public record for everybody. And they have it. Now you have video that's on a link that is uploaded to the YouTube video. It doesn't have to bog down anybody's email system. They're not emailing you a full MOV file. They're simply sending you, or an MPEG, whatever it is, they're simply sending you a YouTube link, which is simply just text. And then once you click on it and open it, you view it on your computer, and it's all public record. And there's no vetting process of that. Somebody can email us. Lord knows we've received our fair share of profane emails, and or even worse, set up on council. But anybody can email us. I think more the point is, what do we hear up here? And this question now goes to Jan. Jan, if somebody sends me a YouTube link to my email pertaining to this item, and it has to do with this item, and I'd like to share with you all what this person sent to me, is there any issue with us, or me having Erica set up the video, me showing you the YouTube video that somebody sent me to it?
None.
None whatsoever.
As long as it's obviously not profane and whatever.
Of course.
They're not doing it.
Of course. And then the one person vetting it is you, the one who got it first. Yes. If you got your email first. So I think this idea, which still needs a little bit of work, has dovetailed to something and putting it out to the public. Even though we're not sold on this yet, and we're not done working on this yet, it isn't a no, it isn't a yes. I'd like to encourage residents. You can't make it out here, you can't make it come, you get on your phone, and I'll upload one tonight. You get on your phone, you say thank you very much, or you upload a 1-minute video as long as you want on your phone. You can either email a link, you can put it onto your Dropbox and send it to somebody, and now you have it, and you can play it up here if you feel it's important, especially if that resident, or if that resident sends it to Erica. How does that work out?
Well, I think what you have to do is, as I've told all of you before in regard to all the documentation you get, anything that you would get would have to be clear. The clerk would have to be the clearinghouse. So she would have to get it from you.
Right, to spread it out.
Yes.
Right, unless I don't spread it out, unless I get it and I wait till I'm here that night to share it so everybody can see the video. It doesn't have, it's public record once I bring it here.
Well, you're really opening a door at that point. Exactly. That's way beyond what this is.
Right, that's different from this. But if somebody sends me a video about how they feel or an idea that they have on this item,
yeah,
you just said that
I got it.
no issue with it.
I'm not saying I have no issue with it, except what you're saying is, if you do that, and you get 5,
right?
Councilwoman the vice mayor may get 5.
That's right.
The mayor may get 5. He may get 5. You'll never be able to deal with the business of the city because you'll all want. You have to. There's got to be a limit to this. If you're going to do it here, you've got to limit it.
I understand.
That's why here, according to what the clerk has provided, it looks as if it'll take all of 15 minutes of her work to do this.
Depends on how many videos come in.
Well, she's going to do the first 5.
Okay, right.
And if you limit it to 5, she's done after 5 because you're not going to have any more than 5. But what you've taken it exponentially higher than that.
Right.
And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying you've really now you've opened the door to something.
Yeah, but if you do 5, Jan, now you're limiting the program too. I mean,
well, but Bob,
what's
that's
the purpose
that's
of it?
part of the
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
If it's up to you. You don't have. You can
Right.
do it or not do it.
No, I just.
But the parameters that other people have used are, you got to find a middle ground between. This is one thing that you do every council meeting. You allow people to come to the podium, and you allow them to voice without the debate their opinions on things. The council members' suggestion is, for those people who are unable or unwilling, whatever, to be able to come to the podium, maybe they're just scared of coming out to the podium. Who knows?
Apply it to video.
Why not why restrict them? But allow them the opportunity to do the same thing as these people. But there has to be a reasonable middle ground, a reasonable limitation, because you see what happens with people at the podium. It can go for a long time, and then you never get to the business of the council meeting. So this is as well done, there you go, memo as I've seen that I haven't done. So and I give her credit for it. To me, it's perfectly.
Jen, you
I
make
got-
sense.
I
You
got-
make sense. So maybe not playing it here at a council meeting. What's important is that the council members, the deciding body of any particular issue, get to see it.
Yes.
If the person who received it feels it's important enough to share with the rest of council, then I get something, I send it to Erica, Eric sends it to
She
everybody
distributes-
here.
just like we do with
distributes
paper.
it, just like we do with a piece of
Just
paper.
like- right,
The
exactly.
same way. Now everybody gets to see the video. That person at home that couldn't make the meeting, that sent you the email, or sent it to Erica, and Erica shared it with us, because really it isn't about the person and their opinion and their views to be heard by everyone. That's not why they come up here, contrary to some of the folks that get the mic and look out to the audience because they think they're talking to them. It's still public record. You're not deleting it. But when they come, when they send a message or when they come up here, they're talking to us to, I guess, sway us or to let us know their opinion of what a particular issue is. So I'd be okay if we didn't play a video. I'm open to it. We're still going to enter into the discussion. But when a video comes in to you or to the clerk, it gets shared with everybody on council, and it still serves its purpose. It's not necessarily about shining the light on them and them being in front of everybody and played on Channel 77. It's about us hearing the voice of the people, like you said. Does that sound like what you wanted to
I got a
occur?
question.
Yeah, let me.
I understand that, but I'm asking you a question.
I'd rather let him speak.
But it doesn't work that way. I'm asking you a question.
All right, this is the way I see this. This is not what I envision. What you're saying is not what I envision. My vision got shut down 3 meetings ago.
Okay.
And I was fine with it.
Okay.
This only came up again because Bob made a motion and it got second, it got passed that we do option 1. That's why this is here. My vision is option 2. And I like to make a motion because this is a lot of work that I put into it. Option 2, George Lowe put into it, the folks in Miami Lakes put into it, our city clerk put into it to present it to us. So I like to make a motion that we move option 2 forward.
That's a motion. I need a second, please.
I'll second it.
Have a second discussion.
Can I just say one thing?
Well, I first have a question.
You have the floor.
The people come up to speak at the forum. Is that considered public record?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So if we have 5 videos that come in the forum, whatever the decision might be, that would be public record,
Yes.
and it would be written into the minutes just like anything else has
It
been
would
written.
be automatically recorded in the minutes.
It would be written into the minutes, so it'd be just like any other council meeting.
Yes, of course.
It'd be recorded like
Yeah.
that. And this is what you're proposing. That's what you're
To
proposing.
give folks that can make it that
Okay.
night,
To
The
come.
first 5.
the
that
first
come in.
5, yeah.
First,
And
okay.
you can make,
First 10, the first
we're
2.
talking about, I think conceptually, and I have to clarify with that, with you in a second, what exactly your motion is, okay? So we'll know, but go
Yeah,
ahead.
I second it for discussion.
Okay, yeah.
I won't be like other people up here who don't second motions. Second it for discussion. So in other words, if I was thinking about this, Councilman Petrolonga, if I was thinking about this, I would do it as part of the meeting.
Yes.
I would do it as part of the meeting. I would limit it to 2 minutes. I would allow, since I'm limited to 2 minutes, I would allow 10. Okay, and I would allow 10 and let her, up to 10, that's it. And I'd allow the city clerk to vet them that they're 2 minutes or under, there's no profanity, and they're presented to us after anybody who else comes to talk in person first. This is how I would work it. That way, in reality, I don't know if there's any cost at all.
This is how
As
it's
part
explained.
as part of the discussion, as opposed to it being.
Wait, I'm not finished. I want it clear. There would be no cost at all to the city. The only cost would be that
Staff time.
of her looking at the recordings.
Right now.
Now, one last question. last question. Could it be something? Does it have to be a video? Can it be verbal?
Audio too.
Audio or video? I want that clear.
Fine.
Audio or video?
The mayor.
Is there any difference in that to you, city admin?
No.
Okay, so now we're bringing it back down to audio.
Here, let me just say one thing. Let me answer that. Maybe I should change that.
Yes.
Okay,
maybe
well,
you
I
should.
want you to think it out. You don't have to
Yeah.
answer so fast.
Well,
You don't
I
have
think
to
it's
be
okay.
right so fast.
Here's my problem. You can identify somebody from their picture, but somebody you may not maybe you recognize my voice when I call you on the phone.
So-
and I may recognize your
so
voice.
bottom-
But
sure.
if somebody calls and says I am so and so,
Right.
they may not be so.
All right, so you want-
so I'm gonna say no to that.
The video.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
How about
Because
the
I don't have no.
The audio.
I know skin here.
No, can't do that.
Right now,
Video,
but
no
when they call you on the
audio.
phone and say, I'm so-and-so, you
Video
don't
only.
get
But listen, but there's still somebody speaking.
I'm saying that, but
Listen, I want to
okay.
make sure you have
One thing at a
person.
time. Go ahead. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
So yes, so he said no
audio.
No audio.
No audio, yes to video.
Video only.
Yes,
Right.
going back to his statement of there's no additional expense, right? We still have to upload video if we do all of that, where it would affect us if they email us a video and the bogging down. That's one of the options where there was a minimal cost.
I think that
of
was the
doing it.
second. There was an option.
Option two.
No, option two.
Option
Option two.
two.
There was still a minimal cost.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we ask folks just to upload the video through an outside source and send it to us, there wouldn't be a cost, right? Like if they just uploaded a YouTube video and send it to us, it wouldn't be bogging down our system.
No,
We wouldn't need
exactly.
additional.
No, there wouldn't be any additional cost
Right.
since it's not going through the email system.
No firewall. Somebody
No.
wants to send us an email, a video. It's a video.
That wouldn't cost
They can
anything.
We have
personally drop it off here too.
we have screening systems, security systems. Either way.
No,
Okay. Any further discussion? I have a first and a second on the.
Well, we have
Wait,
options.
wait,
We're
wait.
not voting
He's
on
got to
it.
take his.
Oh, if he needs to clarify.
He's got to take his motion back
We'll
and
see.
redo it.
Well, I need, but I just let you discuss.
Yeah.
Now let me do mine, okay?
Okay.
Okay. I need to know what your motion is. If you're telling me that your motion is basically what
Two.
the city clerk has provided with these conditions here,
Right.
with the exception and the addition of the option 2,
Increase it
Okay.
to 10 minutes because.
okay, okay, with the change,
10, I'm out. 10.
10 at 2
videos.
minutes.
Right.
Okay, so do we all understand what his motion is? And they'll be played at the council meeting and be made part of the record after everybody has spoken at open forum.
And it gives us the option that
Well,
if we
your
have-
question is to him.
To him,
So
yes,
Is that
that's
correct what he's
Right,
saying?
and I like us to have the final word that if we have 100 people here and we don't have time to get to them,
No, you
No?
can't do that.
Doesn't work.
Can't do that.
That's
If
the
you're
prob-
gonna, if
that's
you're
one
gonna
of the
do it, you're
problems
gonna
with
do
it.
it.
we're doing it.
Because you'd be
Well, there's
extra.
a motion and a second, so maybe we'll do it. Go
We'll
on.
do it.
We still got to vote.
Let me explain to you-
Democracy.
let me
you
ex-
totalitarian council member. Go on. Go on.
Let me explain to you why you can't do it.
No, I'm fine. It
Okay.
was just a suggestion. You don't have to
All
explain
right.
it to me.
Okay.
I'm good with it.
Okay.
Vice Mayor has something.
And
Sure.
here's another
Go.
log for that.
Go ahead.
What do you want?
Throw a log in the fire.
So,
Yeah.
we have open forum, and then we have people that discuss stuff for different items.
Yep.
So is the video, are we gonna do all videos in open forum, or are we going to place the videos where they need to be placed, or are we
Those
just gonna
agenda line items.
yeah, are we gonna get rid of our line item conversations and have just one open forum for everything
Well,
and
can,
go from
can I say
there?
something? Can I say something?
I'm
I
just
think it
curious.
should be.
That's your decision.
I think it should be open forum unless in the video they state that they want it to be on
No,
the
that's
agenda.
what I'm saying, but if they
Yeah.
state this is about 8A.
That's
So
okay.
do we
That's
hold it
okay.
to 8A?
Sure.
Exactly.
If they state they want it, but if there's not stated that they want it,
It's an
it
open
plays an open forum.
Okay.
Okay, now here you go. Because you're only limiting it to 10. Why I think it should just only be read during open forum is because that person isn't here. We only enter into dialogue when it's someone who's here and they are signed up for an agenda item. And
All
then
right,
like
we'll
we
just
could do
leave it
so
at
you
open
leave it at
forum.
open
Got a good
forum,
point.
and when they make it
Yeah.
and when they
I'm
make
just
it
trying to get
clear
it
that
done.
it's for a
I know.
specific agenda item,
I
we
know.
can reference what that
That's
person.
You're,
part
you're,
of-
ma-
that's part
you're
of the
exactly
brainstorm.
right. You'll make it tremendously more difficult.
All
and
right, just
time
open
consuming.
forum.
Just open forum.
Open
okay?
forum.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
good with
This,
that.
Okay with it.
the,
Well, do we all understand the motion?
yes.
Okay.
The longer this discussion goes on, the more it sounds like we're embarking to get into the journalism business.
I love journalism.
And the motion should include.
Yeah, but I
that
don't
we're
know that
limiting it
that's
to 2
part and
minutes.
parcel for what
The
we're
motion
I
should
already
include
said
2
that.
minutes.
Yes, we're okay.
We'll get
And
another
any
one.
video over 2 minutes, we don't even look at.
Right, that's what the rule
Okay.
is. It's all according
Okay.
to this memo. The only changes are,
2
it's gonna
minutes
be
instead of
2
3.
minutes and 10 of them. The first one, just like the rest of this says. I think you got it pretty much, go ahead.
Ask away, man.
this is brainstorming, right? I just,
Yeah,
things
yeah.
come to me.
We're still in
Okay, so
discussion.
we say the first 10, but if, while she's vetting in those first 10,
Yeah.
she finds 3 that are,
The bad?
yeah.
Go to the next 3.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
No, that's,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just want to make that clear so that, you know,
Somebody's-
she looks at 10, but 3 aren't any good, so we end up with 7, but there was 5 more.
If she sees somebody sitting in her underwear, drinking beer while they're doing
That's
it,
pretty
they're
cool,
out.
but I'm saying.
Right.
I-
We'll go down to the next one.
Go down to the
That's
next
a good point.
Any further discussion on this line item?
Can I just say one thing?
Yes, you
explain
may.
one thing, and that is the reason we can't not do it is that censorship, and you would be accused, she would be accused, I would be accused, he would be accused of censoring somebody who sent them in for that week. Oh, we didn't like they didn't like what we said, or he didn't like what they said, or she didn't like what they said. So if you get them and you agree to this, you're going to show them.
Right.
Barring technical difficulties.
Ah, which I haven't even brought up yet. That was another guy.
Listen,
Wait.
that's
It don't
gonna happen.
matter. I'll just get blamed for them anyways. Don't worry about it.
We're
fine.
If
We're
we have
good.
technical difficulties, we'll do them at the next meeting.
Yeah.
Well, okay, let's make it clear, because somebody brought something up. They're gonna identify themselves in the video.
Of course.
Yeah, part of
for
the
you to confirm.
part of the
There's
agenda
a speaker
memo.
card.
A speaker card.
I mean, yeah,
right.
but you'll be able to see who it is.
Yeah.
So somebody can't just call on the phone and say, "Hey, I'm Billy Bain, and I think,"
Like I do all the time, anyway.
but only to me.
Any further discussion? Have a first and a second on the motion. Call a roll.
Vice Mayor Buckner?
Yes.
Councilman Best?
Nay.
Councilman Bain?
Yes.
Councilman Petrolanda?
Yes.
Mayor Garcia?
Yes. Okay.
When are you going to start this?
Well, I would say like this,
I think
let
we should
her
start advertising it first.
just advertise it first.
Like you've done in other things.
Yeah, and then
Put it in the Gazette.
yeah, and then I wouldn't, and I would
No.
have it like a dry run.
September 1?
Yeah, but have it maybe a dry run for the meeting that's coming up. You know,
Okay.
she's got to be able to have the latitude to see how she wants.
We're
to
we're
do
not
it.
going to, I only say it so that when somebody asks, we can say what we discussed.
Right.
So we're looking to actually go official for the first meeting in September.
Yeah.
How about that?
A day I always remember.
Okay? Ms. Petrolanda,
Okay.
Well done.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, George.
Hi.
Thank you, George.
Billy has to go see somebody.
All right, 1 second. Oh, we gotta see somebody else here.
It's okay.
We're gonna, yeah. Let me see.
You're doing resolutions now.
No, we're done. We're going into new business, and I'm gonna bump up agenda item 10F. This is a request for funding by Elaine Martin for police services for the Childhood Cancer 5K on September 24th, 2016. Does anybody have any questions or concerns, or you already have all your info?
Not all the info. She's asking
Beautiful.
for 900, right?
I entertain a motion.
Well, could we, I think he asked a question. I think you need to put it on the record.
No, he was clarifying that.
Yeah.
This is for
that's what she's
$900.
asking for.
$900?
Yeah.
Okay, it's already part of the record. right?
Motion to move, Mayor.
I have a motion. I need a second,
Second.
please. Any discussion on the item? Call a roll.
Vice Mayor Buckner?
Yes.
Councilman Best?
Aye.
Councilman Bain?
Yes.
Councilman Petrolanda?
Yes.
Mayor Garcia?
Yes. Goodbye. Thank you.
That was easy.
Good luck. You want to promote it though?
Because he drove this far.
You want to
Okay.
promote it? You
No,
wanna-
but the catch is they both have to stay till the end. You get to go, but they gotta stay. I'm okay.
I've never even met him.
Neither have I,
till
but
tonight.
but I saw the look on his face. He's like, "What are they talking about? Let me see that agenda. What in the world?" Right.
Who are these people?
Okay. I brought with me tonight my co-organizer, who's Audra Esper in the back. And this is Brian Seidenberg. He's the president of the University of Michigan Alumni Association of Miami Fort Lauderdale, and they are our sponsoring organization. So.
Awesome.
Heck of a name.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Wow, nice. University of Michigan. Good job. Thank you. Hope we didn't scare you off. You guys are welcome to come back anytime.
Mayor,
Rid of that Berg part.
And if you ever can't make it, feel free to send in a video.
oh, jeez.
Mayor,
If they could understand that.
can you bump up 10E?
That's what I was just going to ask that too. You got the members from the Playhouse here, and they're down on the list, and there's 4 of them.
Right.
I know they're just sitting there
10E.
enjoying this theater that
They're
they're
having
seeing up
so
here,
much
but
fun.
10E. This is a request by Pelican Playhouse for council approval of PG-13 production on November 2016. Do I have a motion on the item?
How are you doing?
I just I'd like to hear Mr. Wakefield what he has to say about it real quick.
can hear
I
longer. You feel free to
No,
go on.
seriously, no. For all those that
Go on. I'm gonna
don't
have
know
lots
what
of
it's
I
about.
was going to send a video. in.
There you go.
Ralph Wakefield, 255 Springs Avenue. I'm here in the
I'll upload it
auspices. I'm here in the auspices of the Pelican Playhouse as the artistic director. We are putting on for our fall production, with your approval, a little more than our general G-rated productions. We are going to, with your approval, do The Women, the classic story of infidelity and gossip. There is no profanity, nudity, drugs, or violence in it, but there's a lot of gossip. And 25 women. It's an all-women cast, which is one of the moving forces behind this. Is that we have a lot of women in the Playhouse, and mostly they get stuck doing witches and fairy godmothers and mothers, and this gives them a chance to stretch their acting legs a little bit more. So that's all I have to say about it, and it's going to be awesome, and I can't wait to get at it. So, but I'm waiting for your approval because that's what our contract says. So here I am.
Through the chair, Ralph, thanks for coming tonight, and thanks for your explanation. Motion to move, sir.
I have a second. A motion. I need a second, and Vice Mayor would like to say something.
You're not in
Yes,
this
ma'am.
play
Are we
then?
going to get to see what the guy looks like?
Unless I'm
No,
cross-dressing.
there are no men. They're talked about a lot. They talk about the men a lot, but there are no men in
Because
the
I would
play.
have loved to have seen the main
No,
guy.
no, in your imagination,
There you go.
Councilwoman.
He's
yes.
from Conga. He's the one carrying the flag in the Olympics. You don't watch the opening ceremonies? Lots of oil. All right, Mayor, so what happens is we're going to maybe let him do a PG-13 one.
Well, we had that one. We had a couple from Lily that were worse than PG.
Yeah.
You remember when she did them? Lily, remember? She had them
Lily
people.
Silverrot?
Yeah, they had the people like doing poems and stuff. You remember that one?
Yes.
I don't recall.
That was rated R.
Well, that would,
Yeah.
that would be pretty good.
Yeah, but
It was
that's not
pretty good.
associated with the Pelican Playhouse.
Oh, it wasn't associated
No,
with
it
the
was
Pelican?
not.
Not at all.
Okay.
I have a first and a second.
And what are we doing?
We're
Giving
in
them the
discussion.
PG?
Giving him the allowance to
We're
go
letting him do
forward.
PG.
PG?
Yeah.
What's the name of the film?
The women.
The Women.
Claire Booth Luce's classic 1937 play on Broadway, and just.
Was it a movie too?
Yes.
It was in a movie too.
Who was
yes.
the stars of the movie? Do you remember?
Rosalind Russell and Norma Shear.
Joan Crawford.
Joan Crawford
I think
was
I
the
think
vamp.
Yes. That's the one I closed my eyes when I watched.
Yes. You saw it first run though, Billy.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Ouch.
It's okay. There's always time to get somebody back.
Of course. Anyway, it was a great movie, but I'm here to tell you the play is better. Really, really well written show, and my women can't wait to get at it.
Okay. It's up to the.
I have a first and a second on it already to approve it.
Who made the
I
motion?
did, sir.
Bobby?
Ocean.
And who made the second?
He beat me to it.
See, he
Mayor.
seconds every once in a while. He does.
He beat
right.
me to it.
Okay.
What,
Okay.
the motion?
Yes.
I made the motion.
You did make it.
Call a roll.
No,
Vice
you made
Mayor
it.
Buckner?
No more discussion.
Councilman Best?
Aye.
Councilman Bain?
Yes.
Councilman Petrolanda?
Yes.
Mayor Garcia?
Yes. Thank you.
First
very
2
much.
weekends of November, you will be getting your invitations as usual. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
November.
Perfect timing. Thank you very much. If you have anything else to say, please send a video.
Under 2 minutes, please.
Thank you very
Come
much.
to the podium. Come to the podium.
Thank you.
Make sure you tell them it's under 2 minute videos, Mayor.
Okay, we're moving on to agenda item 10D. This is Councilman Petrolanda's request for installation of a light pole at North Royal Poinciana at the catwalk.
I have some additional information I'd like to pass to council. It's an email from Councilman Petrolanda stating the need for the light.
Well, while we pass this paper along, we do have someone here to speak. We're in class. I'm going to raise my hand. Ms. Diaz? Ms. Diaz, call on me. Would you like to come speak, please?
William, that's more than one pole, correct?
Correct.
It's more than one pole.
Hello. Welcome.
Hello, thank you very much. First of all, I would like to thank the mayor and the council for assisting Miami Springs Adult Education Center in our effort to increase enrollment. As you know, our purpose is to teach English as a second language, help our students become American citizens. which in turn will assist them in finding better jobs so that they can support their families. Many of our students walk and ride bike to our campus. Mr. Veloso, the principal, and I have increased safety concerns due to the lack of lighting around the campus. For example, we have an 80-year-old student named George who rides his bike every day to our school so that he can learn English so that he could speak with his grandson. This lighting project will provide a safer path not only for George but for many other students. Thank you for your consideration in this matter. On behalf of my principal and myself, we thank you for helping us keep our students safe.
Mayor.
Sir.
Ms. Diaz approached me about 2 months ago regarding some changes they want to do at the school because they're trying to increase their enrollment. Your enrollment has been low for many years, correct?
Yes.
And I think that's one of the reasons they brought her to. She's new to the adult education part of the school. And they brought her because I hear she's a go-getter. So she's here to increase the enrollment. One of the issues that they have from speaking to previous students is that they were afraid at night. During the day, at the beginning of the day, it's fine. I mean, there's still light. But when they get out at night, when they have to walk across the catwalk on that little area, it's between Dove and the bridge, the catwalk. It's that area there. There's a lot of canopy. Then the lights across, there's not enough light to shine in that area. So a lot of the students have been afraid. So that's what this request is here, to help the students feel safe, also to help them increase the enrollment at the school. And I think this is a service we owe everyone. Let's keep in mind, the adult education is not for young people anymore. It's for adults and everyone, but we have to keep them safe. And I feel like as the enrollment increases, there'll be more traffic going through there. So I'm concerned that there might be an issue in that area. I'm not sure if we spoke to the chief of police regarding this, if there's ever been an incident. But, and I think the answer was no, not yet, but it's always been, the enrollment's been low. As they increase it, I think we might have an issue there, and trying to avoid that. And that's why we're here, man. And I hope I can count with all of your support on this item.
Through the chair, Ms. Diaz, thank you for being here tonight.
My pleasure.
I think it was about 10 years ago, we had another incident relative to this, Jamie. It was maybe 100 yards to the west of there. It was the corner of Dove and where there was no lights. And that issue came up in front of us, I remember. I applaud your attention to detail because that area should have been covered at the time, too. And I support this.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Right. I think that this is just one facet of a need for lighting in certain areas. I truly do appreciate that you come here and focusing on the safety of some of your students and maybe enrollment. And I think there might be even some things that we can help out. We want to send out a tweet to our residents to let them know that you all offer certain services. I remember there was I can't remember the name of the previous principal that was there for the Adult Education Center, but they were in here almost every other meeting, trying to get us to drum up some more people. So maybe you can make this a habit and come to more of our council meetings.
I will be here.
Oh, I'll be careful what you say.
This is the second one she's attended.
Perfect. But I don't really want to just focus it on just for the school aspect of it. I'd like to ask staff. I know they came up with a dollar amount of it would cost just for lighting there, but I'd really like for us to do an assessment of that area. I know sometimes we get dollars for lighting. We might not be able to do it.
Can't do it with this, I don't think.
Right. But we allocate budget dollars for lighting, and some of this is county road. Really, I know Royal Point Sienna is county road. If I focus too much on if it's a school aspect, then I'll have to ask the magic question. What did your school board member say when you asked her to possibly put some lights in the area? We haven't approached her yet, so we don't know what she's going to say.
I can say that I don't know if past administration has spoken with our school board members. I can tell you that I'm new and I just started, so this is my first step.
Perfect. Because anytime, there's something within the vicinity of the school, we go to the school board. Most of the times they're great about doing it and improve the safety of their students, especially since really the only traffic that crosses, the majority of the traffic that crosses over that bridge are from students, whether they're during the day for school or at nighttime for the adult education. But that being said, once they cross into the city, they are our responsibility to protect and make sure that it's a safe environment. So it's a delicate process.
Right. For example, when you have an incident at a school and you call school board police, they deal with just what's on our property. not what's across the
Some-
street.
No,
I
no,
mean,
they deal with it like when a student even is off property. You notice why that's why the police officers drive. They're driving through our city.
no, I
with
know.
kids
I'm married
cutting
to a school
class.
board cop, so I
Right.
know the deal. But
Right, so-
like
so even
most of the time, when I mean, if there's an issue that happens off campus, the police officer would drive out there. However, I would think that this would be more of a city issue. I could be wrong.
Right.
I'm just thinking it would be more of a city issue because it's so far away from the actual campus.
That's why I'm trying not to
Yeah.
focus so much on the educational aspect of it.
Right.
But the school board is a lot bigger entity, and their
Mhm.
pockets are a lot deeper than ours are.
Right.
It would possibly happen a whole lot quicker if we could tap into that aspect of it, and if it's coming not just from the city, if it was also coming from the adult education aspect of it. Like, the first thing I would do, like as soon as you got back, was to ask your principal to
Mhm.
send a letter to the school board member letting her know that you know, engaged in conversation with the councilman, and he brought this to our attention. You didn't bring this to our attention. He brought this to our attention, but you're giving them a heads up. Because the last thing they want to find out is that we had somebody from the school board district here without them knowing about it, and then they get all crazy about it. So if you could do that,
Mhm.
like tonight or first thing tomorrow morning, and then we will engage, and I know we all have a relationship with our school board member. Councilman Petalanda has a good relationship as well. So if you reach out to her, and I promise to do the same and say, hey, listen, it'd be great if you could help us out in this issue, as well as the direction that hopefully council will be okay with giving direction to staff to look into, not just saying, oh yeah, it was $16,000 to do these lights. I don't know if that includes electricity to run them and whatever other bill it is.
No,
to continue it.
after that, there'll be monthly costs of
Right, but
electricity
it's
for all the
minimal
light
for the
fittings, but
safety
it's
of the
minimal.
folks, so I'm really not getting into the nickel and diming aspect of it, but I don't think anybody's gonna say, no, we don't wanna do the lights. No, it's a matter of, there's lights that are needed in multiple areas in the city of Miami Springs, and as soon as we say, oh, she came up to us, we're gonna cut the check for $16,000 and put it up there, everybody else wants to know where they fall in the totem pole, unless
What he's
we
saying
get
to
the
you-
support from the school board.
I
What he's
understand.
My
saying-
translator will speak now.
What he's saying to you is, what he's saying to you is, we're gonna consider this, and we're gonna ask you to call your school board member up to see if they can help fund the project, and then we're gonna do the same, and then we'll see what it amounts to for us as far as what we're gonna do.
Mayor, if
Yes,
I might say something.
It's what he's saying.
It's not going to be easy to get the school board to do this. I'm telling you. I mean, we have things broken in our school, and we call maintenance, and it takes them months and months and months to do it, and they don't do it. Major things, they're bogged down with work. All right, that's bottom line. Now, $16,000 seems to be a lot of money. That's why I'm bringing it up. But the safety of the folks that are going through that area there is more important. If we have an incident there, it might cost us more now that this came up here. I don't think we should sit back and just have her go to the school board, because I know what the answer is going to be. It's not going to happen for years, if it happens. This is something, it's only 4 lights. How many lights is it?
3.
3 lights. It's on kind of our swale right there by the doggy park. It's minimal cost. Now, if we don't have the money for this now, I would propose that we put it we make it part of the budget process, see if we can come up with the money for this. But to have her go to the school board, I don't think that's feasible. This is our issue. It's not going to happen, Mayor.
It is gonna happen.
I mean, I understand, but getting the money it's not going to happen. I'm telling you.
You're so optimistic. When you get a chance, go speak to.
I know.
Go speak to the principal of the school. My turn. So he's right about that. So he can let you know of the things that he felt
But the protocol,
weren't going to get done.
this is what he's trying to
Excuse
say.
me. 1 second. So he can tell you the things that he felt weren't going to get done and still got done very quickly. So how they happen, I don't know. We all have relationships. So maybe this is one of those things that can happen. Don't just write it off as I don't think it can happen. I didn't even say that we weren't going to do it and drop it into this bucket of never happening. I was very optimistic and said we're going to look at it as a non-school issue. Non-school, just for us, for safety, for the streets. On her end, I'm encouraging her to go back to the school board member, inform them first and foremost that she entered into conversations with a local elected official, and you invited her to come up here and speak, and she just wants to inform them that she, on the invitation of the council member, came here to speak. And by the way, we really do need some assistance with that, and let the ball get rolling on their end as well. So don't just say, you see it in your school, you'd be amazed at things that happen here in the school. Who's your school board member?
say.
It's not our school board member,
No.
right? There you go.
I, listen though, I think it's protocol for her to do this, to do her due diligence, even though you invited her, but her due diligences should go, if this is a school issue, to her protocol, so that it'll be good for her to do it. He's trying to say that it'd be better for her to go through the system first and then come to us.
And in no way are we saying
we're not going to do
We're
it.
still looking at it on our end.
Can
What
we?
is,
I learned that.
What's the
hard way.
what's the is anyone cognizant of the shovel time that this would take to throw these lights up? No, not the money, the amount of time it would take to do it. Materials, getting everything in. School starts in 2 weeks. Is my
That's
point.
what I was trying to get it
Yeah.
done before.
That was
I mean,
That
my
was the
concern.
plan.
Yeah.
So.
We're not the county, but also
No.
it is still government.
No, I understand.
Go and dig up a hole and run electricity and do it. But you definitely put something on our radar that wasn't on our radar before. So we really truly do appreciate it.
No, of
one's
course.
kicking the can down the road or
No,
telling you
I-
it's never getting done.
I
I'm very
understand. You know, I figured
optimistic
it would
over
be good for not only us, but for the citizens
Citizens.
also over there.
I have a question for the city attorney. Now that this came up in our council here, something happens there tomorrow. What's the liability to the city?
Well, anytime a potential liability issue is brought to the attention of the administration, it raises an issue. No question about it.
Make sure we do everything in our power to make sure that
Yes.
it's safe.
But by the same token, like you said, I don't know how you plan on doing it. Have you gotten quotes or?
Yes, we did.
We have quotes.
Yeah.
We have quotes.
This
We
has
just-
been
We're in the
going on
process.
for a couple of months.
We're legitimately in process to fix the problem.
Well,
Any other questions?
again, since it's here, I'd like to make a motion that we move item, what is it, 10D, right?
10D, yeah.
10D, and for us to take care of it, perhaps we can have Ms. Diaz go and then we can get reimbursed. But get this ball going because school's about to start. That's
I
my
have a
motion.
motion. Do I have a second on the item?
I'll second it.
Discussion?
The motion is just to get the ball rolling. Is that what
No,
you're saying?
to go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Is it
To get it-
pay the 16 grand.
And
go
then
ahead
if
get
we,
it
and,
done.
and have Ms. Diaz go to the school board and then maybe we can get reimbursed or get reimbursed somehow, but
Chances of
school's
that
about to
happening is
start.
probably not gonna, but
We have to
Okay.
figure out where the funding's gonna come from.
Or we can make it part of the budget for next year. I have no problem doing that too.
But then you can't do it until October.
Well, I'd rather do it now, but I
designate.
don't want it
Well-
just to, it sounds to me like we're just kicking the can, we're giving her direction and it's never gonna get done. That's the way I look at it.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Remember,
Yeah.
we went on.
Further discussion on the item? Call a roll, please.
Vice Mayor Buckner?
No.
Councilman Best?
Aye.
Councilman Bain?
No.
Councilman Petrolanda?
Yes.
Mayor Garcia?
No. That doesn't mean no forever.
Thank you for your time, and if I'm not here, I'll upload a video.
There you go.
There you go.
Good job. Thank you. Right, back to the front. Going back to the beginning of new business, a resolution.
This is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Miami Springs providing for the fourth budget amendment to the 2015-2016 budget by transferring designated fund balance funds to the general fund and the special revenue and capital projects fund, providing intent, specifying compliance with budgetary processes and procedures, effective date.
I entertain a motion on the resolution.
Make a motion.
I have a motion. I need a second, please.
Second, sir.
Any discussion on the item? Call a roll.
Vice Mayor Buckner?
Yes.
Councilman Best?
Aye.
Councilman Bain?
Yes.
Councilman Petrolanda?
Yes.
Mayor Garcia?
Yes. 10B, a resolution.
This is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Miami Springs requesting that the Florida Legislature amend Florida Statute Section 775.085 to include enhanced penalties for felonies and misdemeanors committed against law enforcement officers, firefighters, and emergency service personnel due to their employment status, instructions to the city clerk, severability, and effective date. This is, the Vice Mayor brought this to the city clerk's attention. We redrafted it. It came from originally South Miami, Tim? From South Miami.
I entertain a motion on the resolution. Do Of course you can.
Make your motion.
She just moved it right now.
Oh, I didn't
have
hear.
a second. I need a second.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Any discussion on the item?
I do. Can we include the elected officials?
Can we include the
You're not-
elected?
you're not-
No, yeah, why? No?
No, because it's
They're
a
on the
totally
same
different
category.
animal.
What do you mean?
Listen, the floor is yours.
I think, yes, I read it, and it talks about police and firefighters, but how about elected officials? I think it's just a thought.
I think the Florida statute that's named here deals with law enforcement.
I know.
I have a
Yes.
first and a second. Any further discussion?
No.
Call a roll.
Vice Mayor Buckner?
Yes.
Councilman Best?
Aye.
Councilman Bain?
Yes.
Councilman Petralanda?
Yes.
Mayor Garcia?
Yes. We're moving into 10C, another resolution.
This is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Miami Springs amending the current schedule of charges for the use of city recreation facilities and related services effective date.
Entertain a motion on the resolution.
Motion to move the resolution.
I need a second.
I'll second.
I have a first and a second discussion on the item.
Do we want to go with the changes or no?
Yeah.
That's only, if you want to go over them, you can.
I don't
You
need
should.
to.
I read them.
Neither do I.
Neither
That's
do
why
I.
we didn't do it.
Okay.
Okay. Call a roll.
Vice Mayor Buckner?
Yes.
Councilman Best?
Aye.
Councilman Bain?
Yes.
Councilman Petralanda?
Yes.
Mayor Garcia?
Yes.
Mayor, can we move up 11B so that Omar can get home early?
11B, other business.
No.
B.
First month aquatic facility revenue report.
We should that at the beginning of the meeting.
Yeah.
Let me read the memo
Damned if
before
I do,
Omar.
damned if
No,
I
it
don't.
wasn't that way for the people to hear.
I know.
I didn't mean it, but I didn't mean it that way. But now I meant it that way.
Let me just read the memo before Omar takes the floor. The attached report details the attendance and rental activity at the aquatic facility from July 8th opening until July 31st. As can be seen, we had a total of 3,345 attendees for the period, with 731 of those during the opening weekend of July 8th to the 10th, when admission and umbrellas were free. We were adversely affected the weekend of July 22nd to the 24th due to bad weather. Otherwise, the number would have been higher. There were 28 umbrella rentals, 14 cabana rentals, and 2 multi-purpose room rentals during this period. Total revenues for the period were $39,377. This includes 267 swim lesson participants, 19 water aerobics participants, and 150 memberships sold. The report also shows, towards the bottom of the page, advanced rentals that were booked for August. There were 6 umbrellas, 21 cabanas, and 5 multi-purpose rooms booked for the month of August. And Omar's here to go over any of these numbers on his worksheet.
Omar, before you speak, we have someone to speak on the item. John Souter.
Thank you.
Signed up to speak on 11B. Mr. Souter going once. Going twice. Okay, not here. All right, sir, the floor is yours.
Is this on?
Yes, it is.
Yes. That's good. Hello? Okay. Well, these are the numbers. We had a couple of days that we had some weather, and this past weekend we had some weather on Sunday, and
Bad weather?
obviously today. Yeah, bad weather. But we thought the numbers were pretty good. To be honest with you, it is busy season. It is obviously a novelty, a brand new pool. People are coming over a lot. But the reality is that those numbers are pretty decent. We do expect, to be honest, I'd rather be honest with you guys. Obviously, winter time comes around. There'll be some decline in a little bit of the numbers, but we have some programs that we're hoping to bring people back to the pool in the winter times, like movie night, things like that, events that'll bring people back and realize that we have a heated pool, and these things will bring people back in the winter time, hopefully. But we're not completely crazy, but these numbers are pretty good for at least 3 weeks. We think that we'll feel comfortable, and so far we've had some additional rentals for August, and the umbrellas seem low, yes, because those are rented more like on that specific day. That's when people are showing up and they're like, oh, I'm here and I want an umbrella. They don't usually rent those in advance. Some people do. They've gotten used to it. They're like, oh, can I rent the next week? And we rent it to them. But the umbrellas are actually renting pretty frequent now. That we
On a daily
did
basis,
the rate.
basically.
On a daily basis, I wouldn't say they're rented. It's more the weekends.
Uh-huh.
We've had a couple during the week, especially now in the summertime, we have some parents coming in like midday, that 1 to 4, and they'll rent an umbrella, but that's a little bit more sporadic. But on the weekends, they're actually renting a lot.
Okay.
I was there this weekend. We were there this weekend. I had a blast. And I'm so glad that the height limit for going on the slide was where it was at, so I could go.
So you met the requirement. We did especially for you.
Yeah, that 4 foot really helped me out. I got ready.
Omar, could you just update council on what you're planning to do with the operating hours of the slide once school starts in 2 weeks?
Well, I know that's been a big question, and we're hoping that we can go ahead and open the slide up a little bit more in the afternoon when school starts, because our operation hours actually change. Our operating hours are going to be basically 3 to 7 in the winter hours. So we open from 9 to 1 in the morning, and then we have a 2-hour session that's completely we're closed to the public, and then we open up against at 3. One of the things we're up against now in the summertime is we're open from 8 in the morning to 8 at night. The reality is that we projected staff, and once we saw how the pool was open to cover all the areas with lifeguards, we realized we probably could have had a little bit of a staff issue. So we decided to put more guards on the deck, which is important because it's life safety. And we had to take a bite where we had to kind of close the slide down, because the slide takes 3 bodies. You got to have 3 bodies to cover the slide. So when we noticed that right away, we're like, okay, we got a bit of a problem. But we also going to adjust that with the budget process to add more guards for the summertime. Next year, we won't have this issue anymore. But one of the things we notice is, and we learned that when we went to a lot of the aquatic facilities, they were going to tell us, doesn't matter how much you plan, until there's water in the pool and there's bodies in there, you won't know how many guards you actually need. And they were right. They were right. We needed some additional guards in certain areas that we thought were traps, and we needed to. Again, when you're dealing with life safety, that's all that matters. So I chose people's life safety over having the slide open for certain.
So how's it going to be amended now that you're changing your hours? We're going to have from 3 to 7.
Well, we're going to adapt. We have the guards now. Now it's less time, less operational time. So that means we'll have more hours for the guards to give them to cover the shifts. We're going to wait a couple months to see how this flows, and then we're going to adapt to that later. Right now, it's simple. Right now, we're open 8 to 8. We're not going to be open 8 to 8 for a long time. So that means we have those guards, and we've added actually 2 guards now that have already been processed, that were actually certified, so we didn't have to pay for the certifications. So we've already added those 2 bodies.
So when school starts and you're from 3 to 7, so will the slide be open from 3 to 7?
Yes.
When you're open? Okay.
Yes.
Obviously, because you have a drop in
drop also
in
in
the swim
lessons. Correct.
So it'll balance it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to ask, do we know what the expenses were?
We don't.
We don't.
And that's because this was on 3 weeks.
Okay.
So we have an idea, but we don't have 100% accurate numbers, because we would need at least a month or 2 to really get down to the to the nitty gritty of what those numbers would be.
So we can expect that.
If requested, yeah,
September?
sure. I would say, yeah, I would feel comfortable at least mid-September to give us some
Yeah,
time
we,
to
s-
really
we
get
still
this
haven't
stuff
gotten
done.
the first utility bill or
Yeah, exactly.
chemicals or all that, so.
We thought about also providing that, but we noticed that we just we
I
just
don't
didn't
want you
we didn't have the numbers.
We want you to have it factual,
Yeah,
up to
I don't
date.
want you-
Right.
No speculations.
Of course.
Anybody else have any questions or comments for Omar?
Just thank you for everything you've done and everything you're doing.
Thank you guys for the opportunity, and I have to say, Kaylin has done an amazing job. She really has. I knew she would when I brought her on, but I have to say it in public. She's done a really, really good job, and she's been a big help to me, because at first we were up against a big project, and she's done a really good job. So I'm really proud of her, actually.
Very good.
All right. Well,
Fantastic.
the residents all like it. How far are we on the? I know this is outside of aquatic facility revenue report, but I'll ask you since you're here. How far are we with Lunacon finishing their punch list?
That's an excellent question.
Mhm.
We're supposed to have a meeting on Wednesday. Hopefully, we can get a better.
Beautiful.
Answer
So for the 22nd, if it's not already going to be on it, I want to know how far along they are in that punch list, and what's the projected time to finish the punch list and whatever the list of things are.
They are moving on it, but there are some items that need to be addressed. So
Okay.
we meet with them on Wednesday.
And you know what? The residents are liking it. They're using it. I'm not getting the complaints. There's some people are going to complain no matter what, but they're liking it. So whatever the punch list items are that are minimal, like maybe tie wraps holding up certain things or whatever, you know what? nobody sees that, man. The people are enjoying it. They're having a good time in the pool, and that's what counts. And people are safe, and they keep coming back. I like that you guys are selling those the memberships, as frequently as you're selling it. I hear that's how the word gets out. And you're concerned about the numbers dropping. We have yet to properly market this pool to our own residents. As soon as you start letting people know, like I know these are very high numbers for swim lessons. If we sent out a mailer to every single house saying we have swim lessons, your swim lessons could almost double. We don't have the capacity for it. I understand we're not a swim lesson only pool. We're diversified. We have a little bit of everything. But as soon as we figure out after a full complete year, so I'm not really going to be bothered too much with whatever the first numbers are when it comes to expense versus what we're doing, bringing in revenue, even though the revenues are impressive. Because right after that first year, full year of you running an operation, we're going to see where the holes are, and then maybe we run, specials on certain things on the times that are really slow, get more people to come out for the swim lessons on those early hours. Do we do swim lessons in that early
In the
time?
morning?
Like in the morning time?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought we did
have
the tiny tots and some of the little
we
ones.
have a couple of small classes, but we have 3 classes in the morning.
Good.
9, 10, and I think 11 we have 1 class.
Good. Keep up the good work.
They're small, but the bulk of it is in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I think what's neat too is the temperature of the water, how it's controlled.
Well,
Because
it's
when I
actually-
jumped in, I didn't.
It's very warm actually, which we try and actually cool it down. That's why sometimes you might see at
Well, I
night
thought
when
it
we're
was-
running the water features because it cools down the pool.
But I thought it was perfect.
But yeah, sometimes it works out good, but sometimes we've got in there in the morning and it's really hot.
Yeah.
Which is fine. People, they'll jump in, but sometimes we'll try to cool it down a little bit. But
Thank you very much.
I had a blast.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Okay, Omar, you can go home now.
There you go, Omar. Mayor says you can go home.
Say hi to the missus.
All right, we're moving on to 10G. Consideration of the Board of Parks and Parkways recommendation to recognize Nicole San Martin for her community service at the Butterfly Garden in front of the library. I don't have a problem with this.
No, I don't know.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
Like it.
Yep.
You have consensus. Move forward. You got that, Mr. Manager? Consensus. We'll move forward with it. Good job. 11A, other business. Fiscal year 2015-2016 budget status report, third quarter, unaudited.
Yeah.
Mr. Manager.
As usual, this is the third quarter report. As of June 30th, it's now a little outdated because of the change we had in fund balance due to the payoff, but on this report, we were still projecting a $4 million fund balance at the end of the year. That will change with the next report that you get, but if there are no questions, I'll have this posted on the website tomorrow.
Any questions for the manager?
I have none. Nice job, Willie.
Thank you.
That dashboard thing, I like that.
Reports from City Attorney. Anything from you, sir?
I'd just like to say that we miss Ron looking over there, not seeing him, but it's nice to see a pretty face over there for change. No
Yeah.
offense, William.
Thank you, Jim.
And she's going to do a great job. She does a great job in everything she does.
Mr. Manager, anything from you, sir?
No, just I have a couple of department heads that have texted me wanting to know if they can video in their budget presentations for the workshops.
2 minutes. Under 2 minutes. Of course they can.
See what I mean? Jan, see what I mean?
No.
Slippery slope.
Give me their names, please.
Give me their names.
Councilman Best, anything from you, sir?
I don't, Mayor. Thank you very much.
Vice Mayor, anything from you, ma'am?
No, I'm good.
Councilman Petrolanda?
No, I'm also good.
Mayor Bain?
I just thought the turnout at the golf course for the the burning of the Mr. Curtis. We appreciate the article to get everybody there. I think there's close to 120 people. It was really neat. I wish I had a little bit of blowtorch to burn that paper, but that was cool.
You got to flip your point across.
I want to take I want to make sure that it's understood that Mike Kegley's the one who brought up to me about burning the deed. It was his idea. I don't like to take ideas that aren't mine, but it was his idea, and it was Tom's idea to have the toast.
Not the deed, the note.
The what?
Not the deed, the note.
The note, I mean, the note. You know, to burn the note. I thought it was good.
Don't wanna burn a deed.
I want to congratulate I want to congratulate the councils that sat here first for their thought and the thinking of that pool. Maybe it cost some people their jobs up here, but fact remains it's something the community seems to like and wanted. And I appreciate George and Michael that were here when we went ahead and pursued that for a whole year with help from the residents and everything. And the slide, if you ever go down the slide, it's a little longer than what you think. I was hoping it would stop earlier, but you kept going.
And it's much faster with your socks on.
Yeah, and well, there's things about that. I thought I gotta say I haven't been to a pool in a long time, and I had a blast. So, anybody who wants to go have a blast, go to our pool.
Yep.
And we're not gonna sell it. Remember, we didn't make the pool to sell it. Okay. We're not selling the pool. We're not selling the pool. I mean,
It's coming out of the paper now.
yeah. Remember, print that we're not selling the pool. Okay. And I thank everything. I want to congratulate Jaime. I don't think your criticism. I think that we're up here to present ideas. We're up here to discuss ideas. We might disagree. It shouldn't be personal if we do disagree. We might agree, but I thought you did work on it. You deserve the credit for it. But you didn't deserve, just because you come up with an idea, you don't deserve to be. You can be criticized for the idea, but I don't think you should be criticized personally for the idea. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Mr. Manager, there's a list, and if it's happening electronically, I haven't seen it, but if the list of the events we used to get popped up here, like during our meetings, it would be here. If we can get that, again, that'd be awesome. Of all the things that are coming up, even though I'm a very electronic digital guy, when we see that list, we can then ask the clerk to put it on the calendar, or at least maybe post that thing up on our office to see things that are occurring. And I too want to welcome you for your first full-blown week-ish. Has it been 2 weeks yet? Yeah. So
This is the second week.
this is the beginning of the second week. Good job with all the things that you're doing.
Good. I'd like to welcome Tammy too, her first meeting.
You know, I want to say something. You know, Tammy was acting city manager on Friday.
I know.
And
Because you were out of the office,
I tried to call her all day, couldn't get her.
well, she was talking to me. She was talking to me, but she was there. She got me the what was it? Note. She got me the note. And we gotta learn that next time we do a note, if we're gonna burn anything, it's gotta be regular paper.
Regular paper, not parchment.
Not legal paper.
I tried to get her too. I sent several videos.
Sorry, this meeting is adjourned. Good job.